It's time now. Pitch, Blitz Benteen lifts a high fly ball. This is to left center field, and that ball is gone. Carver Blitz Benteen with a 2-run home run. They've sent 4 up, and 4 have scored. It is 4-0 Bulldogs in the lead. 3-1 pitch, and Sharp lifts a high fly ball. This is to center field. Ostrander on the run. It's overhead. Hits the top of the fence. It's extra bases. Kennecker waved around from third. They put the brakes on late. Into second base is Blair Sharp with a double, 2 RBIs, and it's 9-6. Warriors back within 3. So here's the 1-2 pitch, and here's a high fly ball. This is to deep left field. Paulus looks, and that ball is gone. It is Katie Batterson hitting her first home run of the season. It's a 2-run shot, and the pitcher helps herself out. They lead 6-0. Here's the 2-2 pitch inside, and Munger swings through the changeup. Strikeout number 15 by Eckelceder. And it's out number 2 here in the 7th inning. And that brings up the top hitter there in Keely Curtis, who hits a deep fly ball down the left field line, and it is gone. Keely Curtis with a 2-run home run, her 3rd home run of the season. And just like that, in one swing in the bat, it's 6-1 Starmont. Bouncing ball, that's to the shortstop, Alvis. Alvis races over, touches the bag at second base, and Edco has done it. Coming to Northland, the Vikings returning to the state softball championship in Class 1A for the first time in 21 years. And it is Edco improving to 29-10, winning this at Northland by a final score of 7-2. Welcome to the season opener on KEDR AM 1400 and FM 96.7. It's the start of the high school baseball season today on KEDR, and in our featured matchup, Clayton Ridge Central is at North Fayette Valley. Both teams return plenty from last year's very young squads. The War Eagles won 8 games a season ago, and they have eyes on taking another step forward this year. The Tiger Hawks had just 3 wins, but it was trial by fire last season for this young team. They figured to be much improved. It's become our annual opener, Clayton Ridge Central and North Fayette Valley. Today's On Deck show coming up next. once again, everybody. How you doing? Dan Barnes along with Mike Sass. Welcome here to West Union, the start of the baseball season today on KEDR AM 1400 and FM 96.7. Little technical difficulty to start the first ball game of the season, but we'll try to get in mid-season form as we go on here. I'm joined once again by Coach Sass. Welcome to the summer season.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Always excited to get the season started. Looking forward to some good high school baseball.
All right, we missed comments from the coaches, but we are here before the first pitch, which is the important part. Here's the lineup for Clayton Ridge Central. They come in 0-2. Mason Lone, the second baseman, bats leadoff. Max Nearing, the pitcher, bats second. Kane Balsinger, the first baseman, bats third. Don Matz, the catcher, bats fourth. Seth Kregel is the center fielder, batting fifth. Carson Rignitz, the left fielder, bats sixth. Jack Scharf, the right fielder, bats seventh. Isaac Lone is the shortstop, batting eighth. And Owen Hammersland, the third baseman, bats in the number 9 position. Mason Lone takes the first pitch from right-hander Kenny Kerr. It is outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Tiger Hawks defensively. Nick Hines is in left field. Noah Benson in center. Clay Cleve in right field. We'll go around the horn defensively after this pitch. Again, 1-0 to Mason Lone. And Kerr, who works from the stretch, delivers a 1-0 pitch. That's a called strike on the outside. The count is 1-1. Dane Meyer is at third base. Kane Rogers is the shortstop. Blake Everett at second. Jamison Tillerist is the first baseman. The catcher, Drew Stolka. And again, Kenny Kerr, the right-hander, one of the more experienced Tiger Hawks on the mound, getting the start. 1-1 pitch. That's outside. The count is 2 balls and a strike. Our home plate umpire, John Winter. Rod Varner is on the base paths for our season opener today. Game time temperature, upper 60s. Wind is going to be a factor tonight.
Yeah, blowing out just a little bit. We'll see if someone can maybe pop a home run tonight.
So 2 balls and a strike, looking to square to bunt, but pulling things back is Lone, and the count is 2-1. The Tiger Hawks, this is their season opener tonight. As we mentioned, Clayton Ridge Central has played 2 games last week, had a game postponed, otherwise they would have 3 in. Keyhigh has 6 games in already in the first few days.
Yeah, they're wasting no time.
3-1 pitch. It's high to Lone. That's a leadoff walk, and the leadoff runner on for the War Eagles here in the top of the first inning. North Fayette Valley, all white. Love the look. White bottoms, tops there. Tiger Hawks in that Carolina blue. Little blue trim on the jerseys as well. They wear the blue hats there. For Clayton Ridge Central, white pants to start this ball game out, and they have, of course, reminiscent of the old Houston Astros uniforms years ago.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
And got the green shirt with the white and red block across the front. Pickoff move to first base, and caught leaning there is Lone. Nice move by Kerr. Tillerist the tag in time. The Eagles, War Eagles that is, we know they want to be aggressive on the base paths. Picked off here for out number 1.
Yeah, just a nice quick move by Kerr, and caught Lone leaning there.
And that brings up now Max Nearing, the pitcher. So Nearing this season, one of the more experienced players for Clayton Ridge. Both these teams so young, but Nearing's been playing for a number of years for them. Nearing 1 for 6 on this season, takes the pitch low. The count is 1-0.
Yeah, it seems like every year we see a lot of youth in baseball. It's hard to keep those older classmen out.
Yep, we always bring this up every time during the season, but as the old late MFL Marmac softball coach said, we ought to be good this year. Our seniors went out.
That's the key a lot of times.
So 2-0 is the count, as falling behind is Kenny Kerr. Kerr, we mentioned, one of the more experienced arms, appeared in a total of 5 games last season. He was 0-2 as a starter. 2-0 is the count. 2-0 pitch there, and that's high. The count goes to 3-0. Through a total of 16 innings, but as far as Blake Everett saw some innings last year, they threw a number of kids throughout the season. I believe a total of 11 kids ended up throwing a pitch for North Fayette Valley last season. They are not only searching on the mound, but the pitch count certainly plays into that too.
Yeah, you've got to have a lot of pitchers in high school baseball anymore.
3-0 pitch. It's a strike inside. The count is 3-1. We're up here in the press box tonight. Tried to start out field level, but some reason cell signal works better a little higher you get, I guess. Makes sense. 3-1, the count to Nearing. 3-1 pitch. That's a pitch just missing outside. Back-to-back walks for Clayton Ridge Central, but there is 1 out. And both these teams, this will be the issue this season. Can they throw strikes? The War Eagles have walked more than they've struck out in their first 2 games of the season. And again, you want to make them put the ball into play.
Yeah, that's it's going to be a key for both these teams, just eliminating those free passes. And we talk about it every year, but it's so huge in high school baseball and softball.
Brings up Kane Balsinger, the first baseman. Balsinger hitless in his first 6 at-bats for this season and loaded at the top of the lineup, or at least heavy at the top of the lineup. Pitch-off move there from Kerr over to first base, but sliding back in there is Nearing. We mentioned the War Eagles have adopted, we're going to run until you throw us out. They're perfect steal-wise, only 7 for 7, but they're going to try to run against everybody, so you have to be on your toes. And Kerr picked off the first batter for the first out of this inning. 0-1, or the first pitch, and off and running, by the way. No surprise there is nearing, but it's hit and run. Bouncing ball between short and third. It'll scoot into left field. Trying to advance to third is nearing the throw. It is in time. Throwing out there into second base is Ballsinger. It's a single. He'll advance to second on the throw, but throwing out at third base is nearing. We talk about that aggressiveness. Nick Hines fielding that ball in left field, and a nice throw to the third baseman Meyer.
Yeah, Clayton Ridge Central being aggressive there, but just good fundamental baseball by North Fayette Valley, and good throw to third base, and had him in plenty of time.
So that brings up now Dom Mast, the catcher. And this is where the War Eagles, playing without their traditional catcher, and Braxton Borman, he is out for this season dealing with an injury. And he, again, gave them 3 years behind the plate and had gotten better each and every year behind the plate, becoming one of the better catchers in the conference.
Yeah, and that's huge when you have a good, experienced catcher back there.
Mast, certainly, I would say, 5'6", 5'7", perhaps?
Yeah, he's kind of got a catcher's build, I'd say.
Yeah, I would agree. Pitch outside. The count is 1-0. Mast this season, as far as at-bat-wise this year, this is actually, it will be his first official at-bat of the season. He is a junior. One of the more experienced players on their roster. Clayton Ridge Central has 4 seniors. And 1-0 is the count. Mast, as we mentioned, a junior. Good lead at second base by Ballsinger. He's off and running, trying to go to third. Here's the throw from Stolka, down off the line, and having to come over there to try to catch it is Meyer to avoid the runner. The ball scooted by him. Good throw. They'd have had a chance. But Ballsinger with a good jump off second base, and he moves over 90 feet.
Yeah, real good jump there. And again, you see Clayton Ridge Central being super aggressive on the base paths.
And the count is 2-0 as that pitch missed on the outside. So 2-0 to Mast. Tiger Hawks, despite the fact the first 3 War Eagles reaching in this inning, they have a chance to get out of it without anybody scoring.
Yeah, they not many strikes have been thrown in this inning, and they're one pitch away from getting out of the inning.
2-0 is the count. Now 3-0 as he missed upstairs to Mast. The first 2 War Eagles reached on, walks, then he had a base hit. 3-0 pitch, it's a strike. Oh, it's outside. The official pointing to first base, not calling a strike there. Third walk issued of this inning. And brings up Seth Kregel, the center fielder for the War Eagles.
Yeah, they haven't retired a batter yet. Every batter's reached. They've retired 2 of them on the base paths, but every batter's reached.
And right away, Coach Hovden taking time to have a conversation on the mound with Kenny Kerr. And runners on third and first here in this situation. And we have a courtesy runner for Clayton Ridge Central at first base. That will be Keston Oberbrockling, and he, again, will be a threat to go, and especially with runners on third and first in that situation.
Yeah, you'd expect them to go here.
And let's see how the Tiger Hawks handle this first and third situation. That may be part of that conversation at the mound as well. You've practiced it, but now you're into the game of facing the third and first situations.
Yeah, I think 2 reasons for Coach Hovden here. One, to settle Kerr down a little bit, get him to throw some more strikes, and then talk about what you want to do in this first-third situation as well.
So the mound is, again, the group at the mound brought in the entire infield. They break the conversation, and a conversation continues between the catcher, Drew Stolka, and Kenny Kerr. And Seth Kregel, center fielder up to bat, he's kind of been moving around the lineup a little bit. 1 for 6 on the season. That one hit is a double. The War Eagles had 4 hits in their first 2 games, despite the fact they scored 5 runs against New Hampton in the season opener. And all 4 of them are doubles.
Yeah, well, they've got some power then they're showing.
And it talks about the aggressiveness, I think, as well, that they're going to try to show in the conference. So the first pitch now to Seth Kregel, and the number 5 hitter in the lineup. First pitch there is a breaking ball, stays high. They throw down to third base. The ball heads towards the foul side of the bag, where Dane Meyer able to go get it there and keep it in the infield. And Stolka tried to see how far Ballsinger was off first.
Yeah, just took a snap throw, see if they can catch him sleeping there at third, and good heads-up play by the runner at third.
Hey, by the way, our third baseman has changed from what the starting lineup. It is Dane Weimer, the third baseman, by the way. Our thanks to Athletic Director Justin Hines for that. This ball lined into left field. It's a base hit for Kregel. That'll play to run. Picking it up there is Hines. Staying at second base is the courtesy runner in Oberbrockling. Seth Kregel with a base hit and an RBI. And the War Eagles strike first here in the first.
Yeah, nice piece of hitting there by Kregel. Just looped one over the infield. Got himself an RBI there.
So Dane Weimer, is at third base there. Drew Stolka is the catcher for North Fayette Valley. Carson Rignitz is the left fielder. So 5 have reached for Clayton Ridge Central in the first inning. But again, there's still 2 outs.
Yeah, they haven't retired a batter, but they've retired 2 on the base paths, and they're hanging on here.
So again, 2 on with 2 outs. Carson Rignitz, the left fielder, up to bat. Good leads for the War Eagles on the base paths and calling time. I believe the hitters. Rignitz called time there.
Yep, just spent a long time in the box, wanted to reset here.
So Carson Rignitz, 1 for 3 on the season. And again, that 1 hit is a double. And there is 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. And we mentioned that Kerr works exclusively from the stretch. They hold the runner at second base. Stepping off the mound and turning to second base is once again Kerr. Everett covering the bag, but able to get back in there is Oberbrockling.
Yeah, we got that courtesy runner in there.
Oberbrockling scored a run this year. This pitch fouled out of play over the North Fayette Valley dugout up the first base side. And 0-1. The good news is getting ahead, Kenny Kerr.
First time all night. Yeah, he's started ahead here, and we'll see if he can retire a batter now with the advantage.
So Oberbrockling at second, resetting Kregel at first base, not being held, by the way. And that will allow Everett, the second baseman, to have to hurry into the hole after every pitch. Here's a breaking ball high, and Rignitz there just ducked enough where it was upstairs, and the count goes to a ball and strike.
Yeah, I think he wants to take his bat with him next time. I think that almost hit his bat.
Yeah, it wasn't that far away. It's one of the lessons that you have to kind of learn. So second and first here again with 2 outs. 1-1 is the count. And a long look from Kerr, and trying to lean off second base is once again the runner, Oberbrockling. And again, we have a step-off on the mound by Kenny Kerr, just trying to keep that runner a little close.
Yeah, he was getting a pretty big lead out there at second.
And we mentioned, even though there's 2 outs, in the old rule, you don't want to make the first or third out of an inning at third base. I've always thought you also don't want to make the second out. But the War Eagles figure to probably run a double steal here. They do not on this pitch. 1-1 pitch, loop down the right field line. It is slicing, and that ball will fall in fair in the right field line about halfway down the line. It's picked up by Cleve. Scoring from second easily is Oberbrockling. Kregel stops at third. It's a base hit, ends up being an RBI, and it's 2-0 War Eagles in the lead.
Yeah, nice piece of hitting by Rignitz there. Just, again, looped it down the line. Got himself another RBI.
So Kregel had to stay at third base, and a great job there by Cleve in right field to get that ball in quickly to Kregel. Has tremendous speed there, but had to be held at third even with 2 outs.
Yeah, did a nice job cutting it off and firing it into home plate right away.
Jack Scharf, the right fielder, now up to bat for Clayton Ridge Central. And third and first situation, Rignitz stays in there at first base, and he's off and running on the first pitch, and swinging through it there is Scharf. They let the runner go to second base there, and runners on second and third now for Clayton Ridge Central. Not a play made on that runner.
Nope, that was that catcher's indifference call. That sometimes they credit them for a stolen base,
I was
but it shouldn't be.
Some coaches go with that, some coaches don't. The teams that usually have 150 steals are the teams that probably don't. 0-1 pitch, pop-up in the infield, headed towards foul territory. Coming in as the first baseman, Tilleris, and on the run, it is going to be the catcher, Kerr, near the first base coach's box, calls for it, makes the play for the third out of the inning, and that does it for the War Eagles. But they pick up 2 runs. They do it on a total of 3 hits. They leave 2. We've played 1 half inning. It is Clayton Ridge Central 2, North Fayette Valley coming up to bat.
Stronger, farther, faster. It all starts with good nutrition. Clayton County Farm Bureau is proud of our livestock farmers who provide high-quality protein needed to fuel our young athletes. The ultimate pre- and post-game fuel-up can be found in meat and dairy foods grown right here. Meat and dairy are natural sources of essential vitamins that support health, energy, and performance. We know our student athletes are the real deal, and Iowa's livestock farmers are committed to helping them reach their goals. To learn more, visit realfarmersrealfoodrealmeat.com.
For generations, local farmers have trusted Freedom Bank to provide the financial backing they need to succeed. We have a long tradition of empowering success, and that continues today. We offer competitive financing options at competitive rates, whether for equipment purchases, building construction, land purchases, or operating capital. Visit one of Freedom Bank's experienced ag loan professionals in Elkader, Monona, Postville, and Waukon, or online at freedombnk.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
War Eagle Tigerhawk Baseball is brought to you in part by Bank First in West Union, helping you save time and money. Member FDIC, West Union Motor Sales and Service, Gunderson Palmer Lutheran Hospital and Clinics, Dean Family Chiropractic in Claremont, TJ's Pizza in Monona and Claremont, Nick's Excavating and Kane Construction in Farmersburg, T&K Cahoon, your Napa dealer in Monona, St. Olaf Ag Sales and Service, Growl Logs and Lumber in Elkader, Timber is a Crop, Harvest Wisely, and by Myers Auto Service in Monona. Bottom of the first inning for North Fayette Valley. Let's set the Tigerhawks lineup. Kane Rogers, the shortstop, bats leadoff. Blake Everett is the second baseman, batting second. Drew Stolka, the catcher, bats third. Kenny Kerr is the pitcher. He'll hit cleanup. Nick Hines, the left fielder, bats fifth. Noah Benson, the center fielder, bats sixth. Jamison Tilleris, the first baseman, bats seventh. Hayden Thompson is the DH in the number 8 spot. He's DHing for right fielder Clay Cleve. And Dane Weimer is the third baseman, batting in the number 9 spot for North Fayette Valley. For the War Eagles defensively, Carson Rignitz is in left field, Seth Kreigel in center, Jack Scharf in right field. Around the horn defensively, Owen Hammersland at third base, Isaac Lone the shortstop. You've got the Lones up the middle with Mason Lone at second base, Kane Balsinger the first baseman, Dom Mast is the catcher, and Max Nearing is on the mound for Clayton Ridge Central here, the right-hander for the War Eagles. And as far as pitching-wise this year, Nearing has thrown an inning and 2/3 this season. And in that inning and 2/3, struggled a little bit with the control there. He actually walked 3, hit a couple of batters as well. His first pitch there to Kane Rogers is inside. The count is 1-0. And again, Nearing, it will work from the stretch even though there's nobody on. 1-0 pitch, it's a strike there. The count is 1-1. But Nearing logged a lot of innings last year for Clayton Ridge Central.
You know, he's got some experience on the mound. That's a good thing.
So Rogers now up to bat with the count 1 ball and a strike. 1-1 pitch, takes it inside, breaking ball for a strike, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Rogers, a season ago, for North Fayette Valley, batted, was 18 of 70 on the season. 1-2 pitch, loops that ball. That's down the left field line, flying in there just to the left of the foul line, just past the edge of the infield. Giving chase was the third baseman, Hammersland. Goes as a strike, and the count is still a ball and 2 strikes. Almost fisted that one to the outfield.
So I was going to say, yeah, just off the handle and just kind of muscled it up over the third baseman, but wasn't able to drop it in fair territory.
So it's a ball and 2 strikes now. Hammersland at third base is again right-handed, but shoots basketball left-handed.
Golf's left-handed as well.
1-2 pitch. That's low in the dirt. Count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. When we saw him playing third base, our first thoughts were, well, they got a left-handed third baseman, right?
Yeah, it'd be unusual.
They're very unusual. Did see a left-handed catcher the other night in the college softball. 2-2 pitch, reaching out for it is Rogers. Slow bouncing ball. Second baseman Lone stays down for it. Able to dig it up, flips it to the first baseman Balsinger, and Rogers bounces out softly to second for out number 1 here in the bottom of the first. Blake Everett, the second baseman, now up to bat. Everett had 5 hits last year in 40 at-bats for North Fayette Valley. Tigerhawks won 3 games a season ago. Clayton Ridge Central won 8 games a season ago. Ironically, the War Eagles, all their wins came in conference play. They were 8-10 in the conference last year. And this, of course, the first of 2, both of these conference games. First pitch there is upstairs to Everett, and the count is 1-0. Crowd, not bad tonight for the season opener for North Fayette Valley.
Yeah. There's some other things going on tonight as well. I know there's a soccer game between these 2 schools as well.
Yeah, 7 o'clock tonight, as a matter of fact. Swinging through a low pitch there is Everett, and the count goes to a ball and a strike. North Fayette Valley soccer team ranked number 1 in Class 1A. That is a semifinal tonight. Clayton Ridge, defeated MFL Marmac, I believe, in the first round. 1-1 is the count. 1-1 pitch outside, just missing low and away is Nearing, and the count goes to 2 balls and a strike. North Fayette Valley boys, again, they've been number 1 all season long in soccer, and they're still the team to beat.
Yeah, state champs last year.
Yep. Soft liner hit by Everett, right back to the pitcher. Nearing was able to reset easily, catches the soft line out for out number 2. The bottom of the first inning is that ball softly hit back to the mound.
Yeah, the Tigerhawks haven't been able to get the barrel of the bat on it. You know, kind of off the handle a couple times and off the end of the bat, so they need to square one up here.
Drew Stolka up to bat, was 13 of 61 on the season a year ago. The number 3 hitter in the North Fayette Valley lineup takes that pitch in the dirt. The count goes to 1-0. We mentioned they are playing 2, and each team in the conference actually play 3 conference games against their opponent. So there's doubleheader tonight, then they'll play later on this season a varsity and a JV game. Curveball misses away, and the count goes to 2-0. So this is the first of the 3 matchups they'll play. And I guess, to be honest with you, in the conference, a lot of these teams were playing an extra game against each other outside of the conference sometimes.
Yeah, because what is there, 7 schools for baseball in the conference?
Yeah, that's correct. So that's where you get the 18 games from. 2-0 pitch, it's high. Count goes to 3-0. So Stolka likely taken here with the count at 3-0. 3-0 pitch, that is low. That is ball number 4. So that is the first base runner for North Fayette Valley. Stolka draws a 4-pitch walk. And that brings up Kenny Kerr now, the pitcher. Kerr, a season ago, 8 of 40. And a senior for North Fayette Valley. We talked about the youth that they have, Clayton Ridge Central has, and North Fayette Valley has 2 seniors on their roster. But lots of youth for the Tigerhawks, and they were young a season ago as well.
Yep, it's just that struggle keeping those kids out for 4 to 5 years.
You keep this group together, and you figure they're going to grow and get better as the years go on. Short lead at first base by the runner in Stolka, but he's going. The throw from Mass there. It is in time. Applying the tag is the second baseman Lone, and throwing out trying to steal was Stolka. Head first slide into second base there, but tagged out on a nice throw by Mast, and that does it for the Tigerhawks in the bottom of the first. No runs, no hits. They leave nobody. We've played 1 inning, and it's 2-0. Clayton Ridge Central in the lead.
This is Chris Holbert, General Manager of Hall Robertson Incorporated in Postville. We would like to wish the area student athletes both a safe and successful sports season. We have been a community-based company since 1864, servicing and supporting the area ag industry with products necessary for daily success. We look forward to continuing to serve and support both the ag industry and high school athletes in our surrounding communities. Thank you and good luck from the families at Hall Robertson.
When I started out in the car business, my dad gave me some good advice. Hi, it's Forrest Brown with the Browns family of dealerships. What my dad told me is when you sell someone their first car, you need a good sales department. But if you expect to sell them their second, third, and fourth car, you better have a great service department. Visit any one of the Browns family of dealerships in Guttenberg, Elkader, West Branch, or Victory Ford in Dyersville and find out why Browns is your hometown dealer, no matter where your hometown may be.
War Eagle Tigerhawk Baseball is brought to you in part by Rivertown Family Dentistry, Dr. Alicia Waukee in Guttenberg, Morris Funeral Home in Guttenberg and Garnavillo, Agent Lanny Keel, your New York Life agent in Garnavillo, Guttenberg Municipal Hospital and Clinic. Check out career opportunities at guttenberghospital.org. Thompson Construction and Monona Overhead Door, LTI & Sons Water Conditioning, your Connecticut dealer in Postville, Clayton County Recycling of Monona, and Farmers Savings Bank of Colesburg, Elkburg, Garber, Strawberry Point, Arlington, Elgin, and Wadena. Top of the second inning, 2-0, Clayton Ridge Central in the lead. They'll send up 8, 9, and 1. That'll be Isaac Lone, Owen Hammersland, and Mason Lone to lead things off here for the War Eagles. They put together, helped out by 3 walks in the inning, got a couple of hits in the first inning, and they lead 2-0 here. North Fayette Valley ends up going down in order, as it turns out, as a runner thrown out trying to steal. And let's give some props to the catcher, Dom Mass, with a nice throw to second base.
Yeah, great throw, right on the money, and hummed it down there. Great throw to get the base runner.
Isaac Lone, the shortstop, takes the first pitch low. The count is 1-0. Kenny Kerr in his second inning of work. The bottom of the lineup, Isaac Lone, 0 for 3 so far this season. And from the stretch again, Kenny Kerr works on a cloudy afternoon here in West Union. 1-0 pitch, that is low outside. The count goes to 2-0. So Kenny Kerr, you had mentioned, one hitter he's been ahead on to start?
Yeah, I think just the one. Well, nope, 2. The last 2 hitters he got up on 1-0, or 0-1, excuse me.
So 2-0 is the count, behind Don Lone to lead things off. 2-0 offering, and that pitch is downstairs, and the count goes to 3-0. It was just a step away from Stolka. So falls behind 3-0 to the number 8 hitter. This will be the story this year. What kind of pitching these guys can get, both these teams. I don't know if they necessarily have what you would say a shutdown pitcher. 3-0 pitch, it's outside. It is ball number 4. So I think both these teams will actually be kind of searching throughout the year. I'm hoping that somebody develops.
Yeah, and you at least need to be able to throw strikes. Let your defense have a chance, see if they can make a play for you. But he's struggling with his command right now and trying to find strikes.
It's a big thing we've seen is a lot of teams struggling to throw strikes. But, yeah, good things happen when you they put the ball into play, right?
Yeah. Well, and at least you got a chance for an out. Let your defense help you a little bit.
And you're going to hear us say this in all the ball games we do, but a leadoff walk in a lot of cases just ends up being a run to start an inning.
Yep, quite often.
And a pickoff move to first base, but sliding in there, Isaac Lone, maybe a step closer after the first War Eagle got picked off the baseball and the base paths back in the first inning. So left-handed hitting Owen Hammersland. And awaiting the first pitch from Kerr. And a long look by Kerr over at first base. Off and running, by the way, is the runner. It's a hit and run, and that ball is a major league pop-up in the infield. Shortstop, Kane Rogers calling for it, drifts towards second base, makes the play there in the infield as Hammersland pops out to short for out number one. Lone was off and running, but again, that ball hit so high, he had plenty of time to get back to first base.
Yep, that was up there.
So we've seen the War Eagles hit and run a couple of times here early.
Yeah, they're, like you said, they're going to be aggressive. They're going to steal, they're going to hit and run, they're going to try and take the extra base. They're definitely going to be aggressive on the base paths.
Mason Lone walked in the first inning. Always good when your leadoff hitter comes up back-to-back innings. And a pickoff move to first base in standing up there is, again, Isaac Lone. So Mason Lone is the younger of the two Lones. And walked his last at-bat, as we mentioned, and got picked off of first base to start this game. And the War Eagles, I'd say they shortened up their lead a little bit since that first pickoff. Off and running is Lone. It's a hit and run, and that ball slapped into right field, and it's going to fall in front of the right fielder, Cleve, who gets it on a hop. He'll throw it into the infield, and that will allow the second baseman, well, they're going to throw it down to second base, but that allows the runner Lone to slide into second base safe as Kerr cut it off in the infield near home plate, threw a strike down to the shortstop Rogers covering the bag, but Lone slides in safe. It's a base hit for Mason Lone, and you've got runners on second and third. That's Isaac Lone at third. Mason Lone is at second base, and one out now here in the top of the second inning, and Cleve missed the cutoff.
Yep, and that's where you need those fundamentals. You hit your cutoff man, you keep runners at the corners there.
And there's still nobody out, and Max Nearing has a chance to help himself out with the War Eagles up 2-0 here in the second. And their third hit of the ball game. There's a pitch that is downstairs. The count is 1-0. Now, this is the other thing now with Stolka, because you've had Kerr missing low a couple of different times, is he's got to play hockey goalie back there.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got to be a wall and keep everything in front of him.
1-0 is the count. Good speed on the base paths, again for the War Eagles with the 8-1 hitters on the base paths. Kerr delivers the 1-0 pitch. Jammed inside. It's a soft pop-up. Third baseman diving for it is Weimer, but it actually bounces by him. Late getting out of the box is the catcher there, or pitcher Nearing, who runs to first base and ends up being thrown out, as it turns out. And he's thrown out at first base. Everybody stays at second and third. Great effort by Weimer, and how'd they end up making that play?
Yeah, I think, like you said, I think Nearing thought it was going to be caught, so he didn't run hard out of the box, and then Weimer just stayed with it. He dove, missed, but stayed with it, got up, and made the play at first.
I think he was surprised getting up and realized I had plenty of time to make the play, as it turns out. So Kane Balsinger is up to bat, now 2 outs, and the War Eagles trying to get a big 2-out hit. They got that in the first inning, and this ball's lined into center field, but right at the center fielder, Noah Benson drifts over a couple of steps to his left, makes the play for the third out of the inning. War Eagles threaten, but they leave 2 in scoring position. No runs a hit. We go to the bottom of the second inning. 2-0 is our score here in West Union. War Eagles lead. Hey, sports fans, take a time out and call Garms & Gifford Insurance Agency. Whether you need auto, home, farm, health, crop, or business insurance, Garms & Gifford Insurance Agency and Grinnell Mutual has you covered. You'll receive quality protection, expert advice, and local-friendly service. Owners Brian Bugenhagen and Michael Beck, along with their staff, look forward to serving all your insurance needs. Call them today for a free competitive quote. Garms & Gifford Insurance Agency in Elkader, your trusted choice agency.
Top Gun Customs knows that the insurance company wants you to do all the work for them. They want you to download the app, take the pictures, upload them, then they want you to accept the paltry check they think will repair your vehicle. No, no, no. Top Gun writes an accurate estimate, takes the photos, and explains the repair process to you. Let Bob and the guys take all the worries out of your repairs. Call Bob or Nancy at 563-964-9899 at Top Gun to schedule your repair today.
War Eagle Tiger Hawk Baseball is brought to you in part by Meyer Collision and Service Center in Guttenberg and Elkader, Culligan Water Conditioning in Elkader, the Loena Savings Bank, member FDIC, Fisk Farm and Home in Monona, Cresco, and Decorah, Carr Auto Group online at karautogroup.com, Bacon Concrete in Postville, Furniture Showcase in Old Wine, Lighting Showroom, Flooring, Furniture, and Window Treatments, Bruins and James Insurance, your Grinnell Mutual agent in Monona, and by Innovative Ag Services in Elkader, Monona, and Waukon. Now in the bottom of the second inning, it is 2-0. Clayton Ridge Central in the lead. Kenny Kerr, Nick Hines, Noah Benson to lead things off, 4, 5, and 6. In the Tiger Hawks lineup here, moving right along in the bottom of the second inning. We were talking earlier about Key High playing 6 games already in the first official week of the season. They even played on Memorial Day yesterday. Split a doubleheader with Key High.
That's surprising.
With Decorah, I should say. First pitch inside to Kerr, and the count is 1-0. Kerr was up to bat as the first inning came to an end as Stolka tried to steal second base and ended up being thrown out. Kerr, as we mentioned, 8 of 40 last season. 1-0 pitch, it's outside, and the count goes to 2-0. Up here in this press box tonight for North Fayette Valley, just at last season, I believe, was the first. We did the first game.
I think so. I think when it was opened, we were the first people in here, yeah.
2-0 pitch, curveball, nice bender there by Nearing, despite the fact being down 2-0, went with a curveball, and it's actually 1, and the scoreboard says it's 1-2, and it's actually 2-1. So that's why we should always look at the home plate umpire and never at the scoreboard.
Yep.
2-1, swinging up. Kerr got a piece of it. He took a cut on the outside pitch. First, maybe you thought it was strike number 3 swinging, but as it turns out, he did get a piece of it. Foul ball. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, that scoreboard has fooled us before, so we got to be careful of that.
Yeah, 2 balls and 2 strikes, evened up. Season opener for them too, right?
Yep.
2-2 pitch, curveball inside, able to back out of the way of it as Kerr. And it's a full count now at 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the scoreboard is now corrected at 3-2. But the difference is here, they got the concession stand below now here. We're used to have that set up by the school before.
Yep, very nice.
3-2 pitch, bouncing ball, third baseman. Fielding it there is Hammersland. The throw to first. Good stretch there by Balsinger. Nice strong throw by Hammersland. And Kerr bounces out to third for out number 1. Brings up Nick Hines now, the left fielder. So we've talked about that these teams need to throw strikes, obviously. And for both of these young teams, those are the type of plays you just got to make. Routine plays. I mean, if you make a great play, that's awesome. But just make the routine plays.
Yeah.
Have been challenging for so many teams.
Right. Especially when you're asking your pitcher just to throw strikes, you got to make those routine plays behind them.
Nick Hines, up to bat now, is the number 5 hitter in the lineup. Had 21 at-bats a season ago. Takes that pitch outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. And asked him to move up into the lineup a little bit here, make some contact. 1-0 pitch in the dirt, and turning away from that is home plate umpire John Winter. He's done it long enough to realize that's probably not a bad idea. It was blocked, though, nice by Mast.
Just say, nice job by Mast saving umpire Winter a bruise there.
2-0 the count. Wind blowing, by the way, out to right field in this game. 2-0 pitch inside. The count goes to 3-0. So Nearing gave you a good first inning with a walk, and 4 in a row retired after that runner thrown out trying to steal, but falls behind now here on Nick Hines. And that pitch is inside, and that pitch ends up missing, and the count goes to 3-0. Borderline strike on the inside, but just too far inside. 3-1 actually is the count.
I think that one was a strike. I think it was 3-0 before that.
Didn't give us the indication.
Yeah.
3-1 is the count. 3-1 offering, and that ball fisted over the North Fayette Valley dugout, slicing away down the first base side. Full count now as Nearing trying to work his way back in the count.
Yeah, back-to-back hitters with full counts here.
And obviously, this will be a case we'll see more than one pitcher for both these teams in the game tonight, just with the pitch count rules. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The 3-2 offering, swinging right through it. There is Hines. Strikeout number 1 for Nearing, and it's out number 2 here in the second.
Yeah, good job by Nearing coming back from a 3-0 count to get the strikeout there.
And that's a positive note there for Clayton Ridge Central. So Noah Benson is the center fielder up to bat. Benson, last year, actually did not have an at-bat a season ago. He's a junior for North Fayette Valley, or at least not in the stats a season ago. Curveball swinging through it there is Benson, and the count is 0-1. So I think what North Fayette Valley and Clayton Ridge Central are going to see this year against the good teams, 0-1 pitch there, it's inside, the count goes to a ball and a strike. I think they're going to see teams hammer the strike zone against them.
I think so. Yep, they're going to make these guys hit the ball and put it in play. And Clayton Ridge Central's done an okay job of that tonight. North Fayette Valley's still looking for their first hit.
Yeah, when you play like the South Winds and Key Highs there, I think they're going to challenge you to prove you can hit it. A ball and a strike. That would help keep the pitch count low. 1-1 pitch, it's outside. The count is 2-1. But again, those teams obviously have better pitching.
I was going to say, yeah, usually the top teams are the better pitching teams
MFL
as well.
Marmac, you got to include in that group as well. They were the second-place team in the conference a season ago.
3 solid pitchers there.
Yep, 2-1 pitch inside. Count goes to 3-1. We'll see MFL Marmac and North Fayette Valley a week from tonight in Monona. We'll bring you game 1 of 2 at 5 o'clock here on KADR. 3 balls and a strike as, again, Nearing falls behind. 3-1 pitch and fouled over the first base dugout again. We'll go with a full count on back-to-back hitters here in the bottom of the second inning with 2 outs.
Every hitter this inning has had full count on them now.
And North Fayette Valley, or MFL Marmac, I should say, they will be able to throw, you mentioned 3 guys at you. And they're even a little deeper than that. 3-2 pitch. It is low. It is ball number 4. And that will be the second walk issued by Nearing and a 2-out base runner for North Fayette Valley.
Yeah, three that have good experience from last year, and I'm sure they've got other arms as well.
An absolute ton of experience they have there.
Yep.
Ben Cranbeer.
Last couple of years, honestly.
Jacob Shellhorn. Ben Cranbeer and
Parker
also
Keel.
Parker Keel.
Yep.
Keel was as good as anybody in the conference last year when they beat Southwind, as a matter of fact. He was the starting pitcher in that ball game. They ended up with 3 conference losses, and Southwind was 16-2. First pitch there, it is low to Jamison Tilleris, the first baseman. Tilleris saw some time last year with 16 at-bats and playing first base for the Tiger Hawks. And the first pitch is low. The count is 1-0. But, it looks like those are the teams in the mix once again this year for the Upper Iowa Conference baseball teams. 1-0 is the count now here to Tilleris. And that ball stayed away outside. Tried to maybe throw a breaking ball there.
Looked like it.
Count is 2 balls and no strikes. So Nearing, we'll keep an eye, obviously, on the pitch count. Didn't have a terrible first inning pitch count-wise.
15 the first inning.
And, you think about that. 15, you go 7 innings. That's 105 pitches, right?
Yep.
So you'd like to see them at 13 or 14 if possible. 2-0 is the count. 2-0 pitch to Tilleris. Late swing, misses it, and the count goes to 2 balls and a strike. So after falling behind, Nearing even giving the count now at 2 balls and a strike. Both these teams, I would say for the first week, kind of a busy week. It's a short turnaround for the conference games on Thursday night. 2-1 pitch, it's low outside, count is 3-1. Good job by Tilleris there, holding up the hand to Benson, saying no reason to go. I love to see that. The hitters communicating with their base runners.
Yep, Mass did a good job of stopping it, and Tilleris let his base runner know not to go on that
3 balls and a strike. No sign of Benson running off first base. 3-1 is the count. Nearing delivers the 3-1 pitch. Bouncing ball right back to the mound. Nearing able to reach over the head to grab it. Runs halfway to first base. Flips it underhand to the first baseman, Ballsinger. Tilleris bounces back to the mound. And that does it for the Tiger Hawks in the bottom of the second. No runs, no hits. They leave a runner. We've played 2-0. CRC leads NFV. The Woodland Eye Clinic in Elkader and West Union are proud sponsors of high school sports. We are committed to bringing our patients the highest level of total eye care with detailed one-on-one attention. Our offices offer the newest technology and equipment with a professional team of experienced staff that is committed to you. Call us today for your next total eye care appointment. The Woodland Eye Clinic in Elkader and West Union supports all of our local athletes taking the field or court this season.
We are happy to announce we are once again performing cataract surgery right here at home. This is Jessica Jones, surgery supervisor. We welcome Dr. Cancel from Gunderson, who performs this surgery monthly at our local surgery suite and holds consultations at Gunderson Eye Clinic, Waukon. Dr. Cancel is a wonderful addition to our surgery team, and we're so happy he's here. Call us today for more information.
Exceptional caring people, Veterans Memorial.
War Eagle Tiger Hawk Baseball is brought to you in part by Norby's Farm Fleet in Northeast Iowa, Adverse Weather Insurance, Jim Furman of Volga, your independent crop insurance agent, Elkader Chiropractic Center, Dr. Jamie Hammersland, David Balls, agent for Balls Insurance Agency in Elkader, TD Sports Bar Grill in downtown Elkader, and Rivals Inc., custom gear, screen printing, embroidery, and online shopping at rivalsinc.com. You're listening to High School Baseball on KEDR AM 1400 and FM 96.7. We go now here to the top of the third inning already. 2-0 North Fayette Valley trailing Clayton Ridge Central in our season baseball opener today on KEDR. Mast walked and courtesy runner Oberbrockling scored for him in the first inning as the War Eagles had their first 6 batters reach. Had a runner thrown out in between there as the pitch inside. The count is 1-0. You have Kenny Kerr in his third inning of work once again for North Fayette Valley. And the War Eagles left a couple of runners in scoring position. As a matter of fact, they lead 2-0, but they've left runners on second and third in the first and in the second inning as well. 1-0 pitch to Mast. Fouls that one out of play off the right side. and it's a ball and a strike.
And yeah, there's only one out when they had runners on second and third last inning as well. So the Tiger Hawks did a nice job of getting out of that inning.
So we were talking about before the break about a short turnaround with the conference games Thursday night. You normally play Monday, Thursday conference games. Ball and a strike here now to Mast. 1-1 pitch, and that ball's roped into left field on the run, and diving for it is Hines, but it's just out of his reach in left center field. Mast stops at first base, took a wide turn, but he's able to get that in. Hines with a great effort to get to the ball, just couldn't get to it, and it's a leadoff single here in the top of the third.
Yeah, just a lazy looper out there, and Hines not quite able to get it, but good effort, and Mast with a leadoff single.
And that will bring Oberbrockling again in as the courtesy runner with Seth Craigle up to bat. Craigle singled in a run as part of that 2-run first inning. For North Fayette Valley conference-wise, when you look at their schedule, we mentioned coming up on Thursday, they actually will go to Turkey Valley. And then right after that, on the 30th, they play New Hampton. That will be at home. A New Hampton team that defeated Clayton Ridge Central in their season opener 15-5.
I think they're possibly rated as well. New Hampton
They've always been really good for a long period of time. Pickoff move to first base, easily getting back in there is Oberbrockling, and Kerr will dig back onto the mound. But for Clayton Ridge Central, Thursday night is actually for them. They don't play a conference game. They do play tomorrow against Cascade, and that's a makeup game from last week as they throw over to first base again. And then they play Starmont on the 29th, so they do play Thursday night. So they've got games, obviously, the first three, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday this week. So their pitching is going to be challenged this week.
I was going to say, that can be tough for your pitching staff. Yeah.
Starmont, a team that had an outstanding year a season ago. They look to bunt. Craigle back to the mound. It is fielded there by Kerr. Kerr bobbles it, and that will allow Craigle to run it out there, and it'll be an error charged down the play. Kerr knew he had to hurry, came in there about halfway between the mound and plate, just didn't pick it up cleanly. There's 2 on and nobody out here for Clayton Ridge here in the top of the third.
Yeah, I think just some funny spin on that ball and wasn't able to get it clean, and then you start panicking a little bit, and by the time he did get it, was it Craigle? Craigle beat it out.
And he has good speed, so once that ball was bobbled, that gave him every opportunity to run things out. So again, Carson Rignitz singled back in the first inning, looks to square to bunt again, and that ball is fouled back. The count is 0-1. So the War Eagles trying to play a little small ball here in the third inning. And again, this is something that they don't have the guy who's going to hit 5 home runs for you this year. We mentioned 4 of their hits are doubles this year, but they're 4 for 46. So they're going to have to manufacture runs all year.
Yep, if you can get a couple runners in scoring position again and try and build on that lead.
0-1 is the count. Squaring to bunt is Rignitz. Or Eagles pinch in at first base. And a long stretch here from Kerr, a long look to the plate. Comes in, and Rignitz fouls that ball back again. The count is 0-2. That one a little high to chase after. And we'll do it again. No balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, does a nice job of squaring early, but still kind of stabbing at that ball when he's trying to get the bunt down.
And Kirk could help himself out here. Ahead of the count, 0-2, with 2 on and nobody out here in the third inning. And the Kerr here again, the long look back at second base. And it comes to the plate with the 0-2 curveball that stayed upstairs. The count is 1-2. So again, he got ahead. So now you can try to mix in that curveball a little more.
Yep, try and drop one in there and just left it a little high.
Ball and 2 strikes. So many times we see pitchers struggling with the count like 2-0 and trying to throw a curveball a lot of times 2-0.
Yeah.
1-2 pitch, and that ball popped up out of play the right side, and we'll do it again with a ball and 2 strikes now. Instead, like we said, that the good teams do in the conference. Got to pound the strike zone, get ahead, work ahead, stay ahead.
Yeah, and then that's when you can drop that curve and that other off-speed stuff in there.
A ball and 2 strikes is the count. At some point, the War Eagles figure to be active on the base paths, I would think. A ball and 2 strikes. This may depend on what Rignitz does. 1-2 pitch, it's upstairs. He was tempted, but stayed back. Evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yep, tried to get him to chase something high there, but Rignitz did a nice job holding off.
2 balls and 2 strikes. This ball game is 45 minutes old. We're in the top of the third inning. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and that pitch is lined into center field on the run, and diving for it and making the play in center field is Benson. Off and running was the pinch runner Oberbrockling, but he's able to get back to second base, and great effort there by Benson. Makes the play for a huge out, number 1 here in the third.
Yeah, that's a huge out. If he doesn't make that play, definitely the runner from second scores, and if it gets by him, possibly the runner from first as well.
So Jack Scharf is up to bat, popped out to the pitcher, out number 1. for Kerr and the Tiger Hawks here in the top of the third inning. So you have Oberbrockling still at second. Kregel is at first base, and that was an outstanding job by Oberbrockling. It did not commit to going to third, wanted to make sure that ball was down. And Scharf awaits the first pitch here from Kerr, and off and running is Oberbrockling. A great jump, but this ball has popped up. It'll make it out of play. And he took off running. Stolka, by the way, gave it a look, but it's well out of play. Oberbrockling took off running before Kerr had committed to the plate.
Yeah, I think that he could have stood up on that steal on third if that wouldn't have been fouled back there.
0-1 the count. It was not a hit and run because Kregel wasn't moving from first base. So 0-1 is the count, or at least I don't believe was moving. And Kerr, good news is, gets ahead. 0-1. Certainly aware of the runner at second base. Oberbrockling dances off of second base, and Kerr gives him another look. Don't have a pitch clock here, so it turns to second base. They throw it there. Covering the bag is Everett. The throw's towards the second base side, and sliding back in there is Oberbrockling. It was not close, but Kerr picked off a runner at first base earlier, and a little tougher to get that runner at second base, especially when you do the spin move to your left.
Yeah, he is getting a big lead there at second, so you want to keep him close, but he wasn't getting him on that one.
0-1 pitch. Here's a high fly ball to left field. Hines is on the run, and that ball is going to hit the bottom of the fence. It's extra bases. Now, the runner had to hold up there in Oberbrockling. They're going to wave him around as they miss the cutoff. The ball comes into the infield where it's picked up by the third baseman, Weimer. It ends up being a very long single for Jack Scharf. Kregel only gets to second, but the War Eagles score a run, and they lead now 3-0.
Yeah, great piece of hitting by Scharf there. Drives it to left field, playing a little shallower there in left, hits it over his head, but again, got the RBI. But yeah, who was the run? No, Oberbrockling was courtesy runner, so he had to wait to make sure it wasn't caught.
Oberbrockling scored his second run of the game. He has scored 2 of the 3 runs. And again, they were held up there at second base. They were going to tag if that ball was caught in left field. So Lone up to bat, that is Isaac Lone, who walked, squares to bunt, it's upstairs. The count is 1-0. Again, there's just one out. As he squared to bunt, the Tiger Hawks, Tilleris comes in at first base. Third baseman playing medium range of it. He's on the edge of the infield, but he's going to have Kerr handle that side of the infield in all likelihood, unless they're running wheel coverage.
Yeah, he wasn't charging.
Isaac Lone looks to bunt. They take it. Off and running is Kregel. The throw to third just in time is sliding in there is Kregel. Slid underneath the tag. The throw awful close. Third baseman Weimer applied the tag, and a bang-bang play at third. Double steal run by the War Eagles.
Yeah, again, real close play there at third, but I think he did just get under that tag.
And our umpire, Rod Varner, had the best look at it, looking straight at it. Lone took the pitch upstairs, and the count now is 2-0. 2-0 pitch. Misses outside, and it's 3-0, I believe. Yep, 3-0 is the count. This is the bottom of the lineup for Clayton Ridge Central, so the positive is they've been on base. As a matter of fact, in this ball game already, 8 of the 9 War Eagles have reached base in this game already here on the top of the third. So they've had runners all day long. 3-0 pitch. It's upstairs. It is ball number 4, and the bases are now loaded, and there is one out here in the top of the third inning, and up to bat is Owen Hammersland. Now the third baseman. He, by the way, is the only War Eagle that hasn't reached base.
Yeah, and Clayton Ridge Central's threatening to blow this thing wide open here if Hammersland can get a hit.
Tiger Hawks are going to play back in the infield, so they're going to concede the run defensively here. 3-0 is the count to the left hand, or Hammersland rather, as Kerr walked in 4 pitches. Hammersland hits a slow bouncing ball. This is a tough play. Tilleris comes off the bag. Nobody there to cover first. It got by the pitcher, and everybody is safe. An infield single there by Hammersland, and a tough situation there for Tilleris because he was coming over to cover the bag. That ball got by the pitcher with the speed of Hammersland. With Kerr giving chase, it went by him. He didn't have the angle to get to first base.
Yeah, it was just kind of in no man's land where that ball was hit, and it was hit so softly as well. The second baseman couldn't get there, and just a really tough play for the Tiger Hawks.
So it's a base hit, infield single for Hammersland, and an RBI, and it's 4-0. Clayton Ridge Central now in the lead, and they're back to the top of the lineup with Mason Lone, who looks to bunt, pops it up, giving chase is Kerr. He picks it up on the line, goes to first base, and it's not in time. Reeling around from second base, from third there is Lone. The throw to the plate, it is not in time. And the War Eagles stay aggressive on the base paths. As Lone scores all the way from second base, an infield single there by Mason Lone. He'll get credited with the RBI, but the speed there of Isaac Lone brings in 2, and now the score is 6-0. The Tiger Hawks trail.
Yeah, Clayton Ridge Central's kind of broken this thing open, and I don't know that they're done yet in this inning.
Hammersland got to second base there, by the way. So Mason Lone with an infield single. He's reached base 3 times. He's 2 for 2. And Coach Hovden taking time here. And you see him kind of pointing towards first base in this conversation with Kerr. And I think they're talking about that play to the right side of the infield with the infield single there by Hammersland.
Yeah, I think Kerr needed to really get over and cover first a little bit better, because the second baseman was not going to be able to get that ball as softly as it was hit. Tillers at first could have gotten it, but then no one was going to be there to cover.
Now on that bunt by Mason Lone, and it was a great bunt because the ball just kind of settled down about a quarter of the way up the line, and Kerr had no choice but to pick. It wasn't going to spin back on him, I don't think.
No, I think it was going to sit there, and the only play he could have made is maybe catching it out of the air, but he just wasn't able to quite get there, and then when it settled down, speed from Lone just too much.
So a long conversation. Our home plate umpire, John Winter, goes out to the mound. They'll stick again in this situation with Kerr on the mound, but it's 6-0. North Fayette Valley trailing here. Max Nearing is up to bat. There is still 1 out for Clayton Ridge Central, and they have, again, 2 on. So Nearing walked, bounced back to the mound. He is 0 for 1 in this game. Mason Lone, by the way, 3rd inning in a row, they have gotten to the top of the lineup. Lone has, the leadoff hitter, has batted 3 times in 3 innings. They'll play in front of the runner. Tilleris at first base as they expect maybe a bunt from Max Nearing. Huge lead at second base, by the way, by Owen Hammersland, and they step off the mound there. Kerr does. He was not being held by the second baseman, Everett, and now Everett will work his way over there to hold the runner on. So the first pitch now to Max Nearing, the 8th War Eagle to bat. They pick off to second base, and that ball pulls Everett towards away from second base there, and Hammersland able to slide back in there easily, even if the throw was there. Hammersland had a chance to get in there, so the War Eagles getting good jumps, especially from second base.
Yeah, he was leaning a little bit, but the throw was way wide a second.
So Max Nearing awaits the first pitch. And off and running it, stealing third, is going to be Hammersland. The throw not in time. As a matter of fact, unable to apply the tag is Weimer. He caught it. He turned towards second base to see if the runner was going there. And a stolen base for Hammersland. There's runners on the corners. They did not go double steal that time.
No, a little surprised that Lone didn't go from first there.
We saw Mason Lone with the speed on that bunt from the leadoff spot. That's why they have him there, because, again, good speed. Nearing took that pitch for a ball. 1-0 is now the count. And stepping off is Kerr. He'll look back to first base. And 1-0 is now the count. 6-0. Clayton Ridge Central in the lead here in the top of inning number 3. Off and running is Mason Lone. That pitch is outside. It's a ball. The count is 2-0. They do not throw down. And Max Nearing is ahead on the count. Again, more and more teams, and it's surprising we see this in softball, but just concede second base nowadays.
Yeah, you'd think it'd be something you'd work on and try to not let them just have that second base.
2-0 pitch, fouled over the backstop, out of play. That'll clear the press box area where we're at, and it's 2 balls and a strike. But yeah, it's, again, I understand that when you're young, it's pretty tough to run different things. But even if you snap the ball back to the mound or snap it to third, something like that.
Yeah, do something instead of just hanging on to it as a catcher, yeah.
2-1 is now the count to Nearing. 2-1 pitch, reaches out for it, follows it up against the backstop, evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. One thing we'll say about in the third inning here for Kerr, he's only given up 1 walk, so they've had to put the ball into play. The War Eagles have.
Yeah, he's done a lot better job of throwing strikes, and a lot of those hits haven't been hard hits either, just kind of placed in the right spots.
2 balls, 2 strikes, that's outside. The count is full. Well, they have 2 infield hits in this inning. They have 4 hits so far. 2 of them one was a bunt, infield single. The other one just got by the pitcher's mound. So 3 balls and 2 strikes, I believe, is our count. Full count?
Yep, should be.
All right, 3-2 is the count. 3-2 offering. It's upstairs. It is ball number 4, and the inning continues. Bases are loaded. That is the second walk of the inning. It is the 6th walk that has been issued by Kerr. And up to bat now is Kane Balsinger, the number 3 hitter. Balsinger is 1 for 2, singled and scored in the first inning. Flew out to center field to end the second inning. Bases loaded and only 1 out. And we have another runner coming in for the pitcher and Max Nearing. Courtesy runner, it'll be Griffin Hammersland as the courtesy runner for the War Eagles. And again, bases are now loaded. Now you've got really good speed on all 3 bases for the War Eagles.
Yeah, and your number 2 hitter up. This is a good spot for the War Eagles.
And first pitch to Balsinger, it's high. The count is 1-0. And this is the 9th War Eagle to bat here in what is becoming a very long top of inning number 3. Third base is Owen Hammersland. Lone at second. Griffin Hammersland is at first base. 1-0 pitch popped up, shallow right field. Coming in on the run is Cleve, the right fielder, able to get underneath it, makes the play. They'll tag Owen Hammersland from third. They bluff it, but off and running from second base is Mason Lone. The catcher there in Stolka, who was pulled off the line towards first base, able to pick it up and just run it back to the plate. But a late break put on there from Owen Hammersland at third base. Mason Lone able to scamper back to second base to avoid a rundown.
Yeah, I think they probably wish they would have sent Owen Hammersland on that one now, but they did end up holding him, and his base is still loaded.
And a good job by Cleve on the run, getting to that ball and then making a good throw to the plate, even though it was towards the first base side.
Yep,
but 2 outs.
Did a nice job with his momentum.
Mast, a soft pop-up, hits the edge of the infield, fielded by the shortstop. Rogers, the throw to first, and it gets by the first baseman, Tilleris. It one-hopped him and heads to the fence. They'll score 2 runs easily. Hammersland scores from third. Lone from second base. The courtesy runner, Griffin Hammersland, ends up at third. Mast is safe on the air, and it is now 8-0 Clayton Ridge Central in the lead. That is the first error of the inning, first error of the ball game committed by, once again, North Fayette Valley. Rogers did the right thing, did everything right on it, charged it, got a good hop to handle, the throw just errant.
Yep, just a little low on the throw.
And that brings up now Seth Kregel. And so we have a courtesy runner in as well for Mast again. I believe that is Oberbrockling, yes, coming back in for him. And the bases here, runners on third and first in this situation. Seth Kregel is at the bat. He is 1 for 2 with a base hit and an RBI, safe on an air, and scored. They throw to first base there, but Oberbrockling slides back in there safe, a late tag. And there's still 2 outs here in the top of the third inning as the Tiger Hawks trying to get out of it here. 8-0. 8 runs for Clayton Ridge Central. They do have 8 hits in this game, but they've been helped out by 2 errors. Pitch in the dirt, off and running, by the way, is Oberbrockling. They'll concede second base there. And there's runners on second and third, so still more of an opportunity here for Clayton Ridge Central.
Yeah, another single driving 2 more runs here.
And Kregel, the 5-hitter in the Clayton Ridge Central lineup. So he is, their first 5 have batted 3 times in the first 3 innings. Swings right through a pitch outside. Count goes to a ball and a strike. 6 walks by Kenny Kerr. This is his 3rd inning of work. What does he at pitch count-wise?
He was at 31 coming into the inning.
Yeah, the second inning was relatively easy for him.
Yeah, 9 pitches the second inning.
A ball and a strike now to Kregel. 1-1 pitch, curveball, swings right through it. Kerr able to drop that one in. A ball and 2 strikes. He'd like to get out of this without any more damage.
And honestly, this inning he's faced 11 hitters, and 3 of them he's had longer counts. The rest have hit him pretty early, so pitch count not as high as it could be.
A ball and 2 strikes with runners on second and third. 1-2 offering is a curveball, stayed upstairs, and it's evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kregel safe on an error. So North Fayette Valley has actually 2 errors this inning. 2 errors, couple of walks, but the Clayton Ridge Central War Eagles have 4 hits in this inning. Evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kregel. 2-2 fastball. That ball lined down the left field line, past the glove of the third baseman Weimer. It's extra bases. Kregel with a base hit. They'll throw it into second base. He'll go in standing up. It's a double, 2 RBIs, 8 runs here in the top of the third, and it is 10-0 Clayton Ridge Central in the lead.
That was a nice piece of hitting there by Kregel. Just lined it right down the third base line. Hard hit.
Yeah, diving there was Weimer, just out of his reaches. That ball was hit hard. So scoring there is Oberbrockling, and also scoring as well there was Griffin Hammersland. So they have scored 8 runs in this inning, and it continues with Carson Rignitz, who has the rare opportunity to make 2 outs in the same inning. He was robbed of a base hit by Benson for out number 1 earlier this inning. Kregel at second base, pitch outside. The count is 1-0. Kregel, by the way, 2 for 2 in this, actually 2 for 3, with now 3 RBIs for Clayton Ridge Central, including a double. He also scored a run. Carson Rignitz, 1 for 2 with a single, and as we mentioned, lined out to center. So 1-0 is the count. 1-0 pitch, it's upstairs. Count goes to 2-0.
And Oberbrockling scored 2 runs this inning. I don't see that happen often either.
Yep. And Oberbrockling, he scored all 3 times he's courtesy run in this game. And he is the only War Eagle that has scored 3 times in this game, but he's padding those runs scored stats as the courtesy runner. 2 balls and no strikes to Rignitz. Kerr again looks at second base. Time taken by Rignitz. Steps out of the box. 2 balls and no strikes. In all likelihood, Oberbrockling will be one of those kids that scores like 30 runs and has like 10 at-bats.
Yep.
2 balls and no strikes. The count. And they go to the plate. That ball's lined into center field. Rignitz with a base hit. Krenkel will go to third. They'll wave him around. The ball scoots by Benson at center field. That will allow the runner Rignitz to go into second base. It's a base hit, an RBI, and an error. 11-0 Clayton Ridge Central in the lead.
Yeah, a good piece of hitting by Rignitz there. Just lined it hard right up the middle. Unfortunately, center fielder didn't stay down on it. We might have had a play at the plate if he did.
So that is the 3rd error of the inning for North Fayette Valley. So it's, again, you've had some walks in this inning, 3 errors. Clayton Ridge Central with 6 hits in this inning. And it's 11-0, and Coach Hovden going to make a pitching change here for North Fayette Valley. So 9 runs in the inning for Clayton Ridge Central. They continue leading 11-0. Timeout on the mound as the Tiger Hawks go to the bullpen, trailing 11-0. Being good at life means getting your finances together so you can focus on the moments that matter most. With over 175 years of expertise, New York Life Insurance Company provides you with benefits you can enjoy while you're, living. So give your local agents, Andrew Reimer or Troy Springer in both Guttenberg and Monona, a call. You can reach Andy or Troy at 563-252-2471. That's 563-252-2471. They can help you and your family be good at life.
Brrr, the cold weather is here, and with it comes wind, snow, and ice that can damage overhead power lines. Remember to stay away from all downed lines. They may still be energized. Call to report broken poles, downed wires, or any other damage. By working together, we can keep everyone safe. That's the power of human connections. Almaquee Clayton Electric Cooperative, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
The Brim Coffee House in Elkader is a proud sponsor of Central Elkader Sports. The Brim offers specialty coffees, a variety of baked goods and pastries, soups, salads, and sandwiches. Don't forget, we have the Brim apparel in store. Check out our Facebook page to see our weekly specials of soups and salads. The Brim Coffee House is located in downtown historic Elkader at 110 West Bridge Street, and watch for our new location in downtown McGregor.
Strawberry Building Supply offers all your building materials for residential and commercial projects. Whether you're building from the ground up, remodeling your home, or a weekend project, we have the materials you'll need. We are an authorized Milwaukee dealer for all your Milwaukee tools. Strawberry Building Supply also has everything you'll need for your pets and livestock. Stop into Strawberry Building Supply today at 413 West Mission Street, Strawberry Point, or call 563-933-4579.
Blake Everett is the new pitcher for North Fayette Valley. He moves in from second base. Kenny Kerr goes to second base. They just flip, stay in the lineup, but there's 2 outs, and they're trying to get out of this without any more damage. Jack Scharf is 1 for 2, popped out to the mound, singled and scored as part of this 9-run 3rd inning. First pitch is wild, way outside, as that ball hit in the far left side of the batter's box to the right-handed hitting Scharf, and easily advancing to third base is Rignitz there, and moves 90 feet closer.
Yeah, Jack Scharf had one of the longest singles we'll ever see in this inning earlier.
Yeah, hit a deep shot. Blake Everett threw 20 innings a season ago, and walked a few more than he struck out there, but for the most part, he gave up some hits, and he falls behind 2-0. So for Kenny Kerr in this ball game, Kerr goes 2 2/3 innings, allows a total of 10 hits, 11 runs, responsible for the runner at third, walked 6, and struck out nobody in those innings. That ball is lined into left field. That's a base hit. The hit parade continues. Jack Scharf with his second hit of the inning, an RBI. 12-0 Clayton Ridge Central in the lead now.
Yeah, and they're just up there with confidence right now. They're swinging the bat well and putting the ball in play and getting a lot of base hits.
Isaac Lone is up to bat. Lone walked and scored as part of this inning. He also walked back in the second inning. Remember, the Eagles left runners on second and third in the first and second inning, so they missed out on opportunities to score, but they have made most of every opportunity here in the top of the third. Pitch outside. The count goes to 1-0 to Isaac Lone. In a ball game a little over an hour old, we're in the top of the third inning. Actually, we started, which there's no problem with this, we started about, 3:55 at the latest?
Yeah, a little bit early, yep.
And nothing like it. It's all right. The ball goes off the helmet of the runner diving back there in Scharf. It'll just go to the edge of the infield and close enough where Tiller is able to track it down and unable to advance to second there with Scharf. Hit him in the helmet, didn't it?
Yeah, I believe so. Definitely hit something because it popped up in the air there, and he's looking like he's patting his head. So, yeah, I think it did hit his helmet.
All right, so he's all right. And A good look there from the pitcher, Everett, and he also works from the stretch with the runner on, obviously. That's how he started, coming in with the runner on second base. First pitch there, 1-0, actually now 1-0, as that pitch is high to Isaac Lone. First pitch delivered to Lone, 1-0 is the count. So this is the 14th batter of the inning for Clayton Ridge Central.
Yep.
So they batted around plus here in the top of the third. 2-0 pitch, off and running there is Scharf. The throw to second base, slides in safe. The throw up in the air, caught by Kerr, but again, the tag not applied in time, and Scharf moves into scoring position with actually 2 outs here in the top of the third inning. War Eagles, again, it's early in the ball game, so I don't think you're surprised at all they stay aggressive.
No, they're going to stay aggressive, and if if they can end this thing early, I think they want to do that as well.
And that pitch, fastball taking all the way, is Lone for a strike. The count was 3-0 as that pitch missed upstairs the previous one. So 3-1 is now the count. So trying to battle back here is Blake Everett on the mound. 3-1 pitch inside. It is ball number 4. So that is a walk issued. And runners on second and first. And again, still 2 outs. And what is becoming a long inning, a very long inning for North Fayette Valley. I don't know if that sums it up enough.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
And Owen Hammersland had that, soft rolling infield single and drove in a run and has scored in this inning. He also popped out to short. First pitch there inside goes behind him, and that ball will go to the back stop area, and that will move everybody over. Scharf goes to third, Lone to second base there, and I think that'll go down as a wild pitch.
I believe so. Yeah, that ball was behind the batter.
Yep.
It's a tough one to catch.
And it was a good effort by Stolka. He's able to track it down, but everybody moves up. So left-handed hitting Owen Hammersland. That was how the first pitch that was offered from Everett when he came in was way outside. Time taken here is our first base coach for Clayton Ridge Central wants to have a conversation with Owen Hammersland. And that's interesting. So, again, 2 outs. Since the second out of this inning, 5 War Eagles have reached in a row. And 9 runs here in this top of the third inning. Pitch to Hammersland, inside, takes it for a ball. The count is 1-0. Everett kind of hoping to get that call on the inside. Did not. Scoreboard says it's 3-2, the count. And now it says it's 2-0 on the scoreboard. So all sorts of things down there. A 0 up here in the third inning. There's a curveball, called strike. And I believe the count now should be what? 1-1?
Should be 2-1.
2-1?
Yeah.
Okay. 2 balls and a strike. That's one thing that's usually nice about doing the game behind home plate. We've got a good look at the umpire giving the signs up, but some umpires don't do it every pitch.
Right.
2-1 pitch inside. Hammersland took it. 3 balls and a strike. If you're talking about run rules, by the way, it's different in baseball than it is in softball. In softball, if North Fayette Valley wouldn't score in the bottom of the third, the game would be over. As Hammersland lines that sharply down the right field line, but well out of play, and it goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Softball, you have 12-3.
Right.
Baseball is 15-4 or 10-5. And if you are North Fayette Valley, you're trying to get this game, get the bats going here at some point of the ball game to work into a deficit. Pitch to Hammersland, slow bouncing ball coming off the mound is Everett, and Hammersland there hit it off his foot. And our umpire calls it as a foul ball. I believe Rod Varner, our base umpire, had that first, and judging by Hammersland's reaction, he did hit that off the end of the foot.
Yeah, off of maybe his shin or something. He's rubbing his knee or right below his knee there.
And that went about just a little shorter than what his previous infield single did.
Yeah, similar.
Yep. That one went past the mound. This one wasn't going to get there. But
that one he wouldn't have been able to run as fast on either.
A little hop there, I think. A little hip in the giddy up. So 3 balls and 2 strikes, 3-2 pitch. It's outside. It is ball number 4, and the bases are now loaded once again. And they're back to the top of the lineup where Mason Lone is up to bat. Lone is 2 for 2. This is the 4th time the leadoff hitter has been up. He has reached base all 3 times. Every War Eagle in the lineup has scored at least a run. Now, the only correction would be Mast, the catcher, only because he's been courtesy run for. Mason Lone takes the first pitch outside. Curveball scoots a few steps away from Stolka. He's able to track it down, though. Everybody stays. Bases are loaded, and the count is 1-0 here to Mason Lone.
Yeah, Dom Mast hasn't scored a run, but his courtesy runner scored 3.
Yeah, so everybody contributing for Clayton Ridge Central, and especially here in this Third inning, 1-0 is the count. 1-0 pitch inside, and it goes behind the back of Lone, who just avoids it. And again, Stolke able to at least get a glove on it to keep it just a few steps away from home plate. So everybody has to stay, again, on the base pass, but the count is now 2-0.
Yeah, a couple pitches we've seen go behind the backs of some batters here.
2-0, Lone 2-0 pitch, swing on the inside. Got a piece of it to foul it back, and it's 2 balls and a strike. A late decision for Mason Lone to go after that pitch. So 2 balls and a strike with 2 outs. And runners on second and third for the War Eagles as it continues. 2-1 is the count. 2-1 pitch. It's outside. Scoots by the catcher, Stolke. Scoring from third base easily will be Jack Scharf. He scores standing up. Everybody moves over 90 feet. Isaac Alone to third. Owen Hammersland to second base. It is now 13-0. Clayton Ridge Central in the lead. And the count is 3-1 to Mason Lone.
Yeah, and Everett's been a little bit wild here. A couple behind the batters, couple way outside, so he's got to find the strike zone.
3-1 is the count. Still 2 in scoring position. 3-1 pitch. It is outside. It is ball number 4. So that will be the third walk issued by Everett, and the bases are loaded here with 2 outs. Max Nearing is up to bat. Nearing is 0 for 1, but he's reached base twice. He walked, bounced back to the mound. And Griffin Hammersland came in and walked and scored. So actually Nearing hasn't scored in this ball game, but again, his courtesy runner has. First pitch outside, and the count is 1-0. Everett throws with some pretty good velocity, and you can see by his reaction he's disappointed in not getting that outside strike.
Yeah, he does throw fairly hard. He's just got to have a little bit more control on some of these pitches.
1-0 is the count, so falls behind. 1-0 offering there. Bouncing ball right back to the mound. Bobbled by Everett, but he knocks it down. He'll run it halfway over to first base, flip it underhand to Tilleris, and the inning mercifully comes to an end for North Fayette Valley. But for Clayton Ridge Central, they score 11 runs in the inning. They do it on a total of 7 hits, and they leave the bases loaded. It is 13-0 now. Clayton Ridge Central leads North Fayette Valley.
Alpine Communications believes connected communities become thriving communities. We are the local telephone company that became a 21st century communications provider. Alpine provides internet, television, cellular security, and telephone too. We promise personal, timely, reliable service from people who live here. When you choose us, we all thrive. Connect with Alpine Communications today. Click alpinecom.net or call 563-245-4000.
Mom, yeah, put that on my to-do list. There is more and more on my to-do list every day. I can hardly keep up, and I have to make sure everyone is paid. But who has time for the bills?
You know who can help with that?
Who?
Elkader Tax and Bookkeeping. They not only do taxes, but specialize in bookkeeping services as well. Has your to-do list gotten too long? Want help? Give Elkader Tax and Bookkeeping a call at 563-245-2154.
War Eagle Tigerhawk Baseball is brought to you in part by Bank First in West Union, helping you save time and money. Member FDIC, West Union Motor Sales and Service, Gunderson Palmer Lutheran Hospital and Clinics, Dean Family Chiropractic in Claremont, TJ's Pizza in Monona and Claremont, Nick's Excavating and Kane Construction in Farmersburg, T&K Cahoon, your Napa dealer in Monona, St. Olaf Ag Sales and Service, Growl Logs and Lumber in Elkader, Timber is a Crop, Harvest Wisely, and by Myers Auto Service in Monona. So now in the bottom of the third inning, Hayden Thompson, Dean Weimer, and then Kane Rogers, 8, 9, and 1 to lead things off here for North Fayette Valley, trailing 13-0. For Clayton Ridge Central, they have 13 runs in this game on a total of 12 hits, and they have not committed an error defensively. North Fayette Valley, no runs, no hits. They've committed 3 errors, all of them coming as part of that third inning. These teams played 3 games last year that were actually relatively close. As a matter of fact, an 8-7 ball game was one of them that Clayton Ridge Central beat North Fayette Valley. So Hayden Thompson, left-handed hitting DH, is up to bat. He's DHing for Clay Cleve, the right fielder. This is the number 8 hitter in the lineup, so the Tigerhawks will get to the top of the lineup here. Pitch outside there for a strike. The count is 0-1. Let's talk about Max Nearing on the mound. You've got a big lead. We mentioned this. Pound the strike zone, right?
Absolutely, especially with a 13-run lead. Don't give him any free passes here.
1-0 pitch. Late swing by Thompson on the inside. Couldn't get to it. The count is 0-2.
And he's doing that to start off this inning.
So Hayden Thompson, 11 bats a season ago. And at the bottom of the lineup here for North Fayette Valley, 0-2 is the count. 0-2 pitch, takes it low, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. So Max Nearing getting ahead. Pitch count, not going to be an issue for him. He's had, again, a low pitch count so far tonight.
Yeah, he did have 23 pitches that second inning, but only faced 4 batters.
1-2 pitch, called strike 3 on the outside. Strikeout number 2 for Nearing, and it's out number 1 here in the bottom of the third. 23 pitches in the second inning. What did he go 3-2 on everybody?
He did. He had 3 full counts and 1 3-1 count on his 4 batters he faced that inning.
Only ended up walking 1. He's only walked 2 in this game. That is his second strikeout. Dane Weimer, the third baseman, is up to bat with 1 out. So Weimer takes the first swings through the first pitch there, and the count is 0-1. Weimer is an 8th grader, so this is first official at-bat.
Yep. Good to see some young kids stepping up, and he's going to probably be a cornerstone of this team for a while for him.
Playing third base. Pitch there, swings, got a piece of it. Fouled it back, the count is 0-2. And again, I would say that from what we've seen, this North Fayette Valley, probably the youngest team in the conference again this year.
Could be, yeah. Yep, and again, that's the trouble that with youth. It's tough,
and especially in baseball and softball. 0-2 pitch, swinging right through it is Weimer. Back-to-back Ks for Nearing, and it's out number 2 here in the bottom of the third. We're talking in some cases 17 and 18-year-olds playing against 14-year-old.
Right. Yeah, that can be a huge difference in high school. You talk 28, 24. There's no difference there, but 18 to 14 can be a big difference.
So that brings up now the top of the lineup with Kane Rogers. Rogers is 0 for 1. He bounced out to second to start this ball game on the plate there for North Fayette Valley, and swings right through that pitch there. The count is 0-1, and Max Nearing seems to have a little pop on his pitches.
This is the best he's looked, yeah.
And 0-1 is the count. Delivers the 0-1 pitch. It's low and outside, and the count goes to a ball and a strike. Nearing, again, is a senior, so this, again, they expect him to have a really good year. Struggled the first appearance, but that's certainly not expected to happen. As a nice curveball here, got ahead, drops it in for a strike. The count is 0-2. He's a guy that they're going to lean on maybe to be their ace.
Yeah, it could be, and he seems to be in a rhythm this inning.
Ball and 2 strikes is the count. He works exclusively out of the stretch. 1-2 pitch, it's inside. Count is now evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So, again, the Tiger Hawks have had 2 base runners in this game. Had a runner thrown out trying to steal. And their 2 base runners were walks. 2-2 pitch, popped up, shallow right field. That ball is slicing. Giving chase is the right fielder, Scharf on the run, near the line, tracks it down for the 3rd out of the inning. A nice quiet 1-2-3 inning for Max Nearing and the War Eagles. We played 3. Again, our score 13-0. CRC leads NFV.
Hey, Justin Birdnow here from Birdnow Chevrolet in Monona. I want to take a moment to wish all the local athletes good luck during their game. You have worked incredibly hard, and it shows during each game. Myself and the entire Birdnow Chevrolet Monona team is wishing you all that you do your best and good luck.
Life's better with American Family Insurance. Because whether it's a family road trip in your dream car or hosting a family reunion in your dream home, we help you feel protected so you can enjoy those dreams with peace of mind. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Epic Wear. Get personalized clothing for your school, your team, family, friends, business, or any event. Epic Wear has a huge range of customizable apparel, trophies, and awards. They offer free design help or design your own apparel at getepicwear.com, and you can even set up a free website for your fundraiser. Epic Wear, walk on. Call 563-568-2301 to place your order today.
War Eagle Tiger Hawk Baseball is brought to you in part by Rivertown Family Dentistry, Dr. Alicia Waukee in Guttenberg, Morris Funeral Home in Guttenberg and Garnavillo, Agent Lanny Keel, your New York Life agent in Garnavillo, Guttenberg Municipal Hospital and Clinic. Check out career opportunities at guttenberghospital.org. Thompson Construction and Monona Overhead Door, LTI & Sons Water Conditioning, your Connecticut dealer in Postville, Clayton County Recycling of Monona, and Farmers Savings Bank of Colesburg, Elkburg, Garber, Strawberry Point, Arlington, Elgin, and Wadena. So we go now to the top of the 4th inning. Our score is 13-0. And for the War Eagles, Kane Ballsinger, Dom Mast, and Seth Kreigel. That'll be 3, 4, and 5 in their lineup. We've got some switches here. Jared Tilleris is our new pitcher. He moves in from first base. Kenny Kerr moves from second to first. Blake Everett goes back to second base. And I believe we've got to change.
Catcher, I think we've got a new catcher. Keegan McDermott, I believe, is catching.
Keegan McDermott is the new catcher, all right.
And then I believe... Stolka went to third base, and Weimer is not in the game right now.
So basically, in this situation, you have.
Is Weimer at shortstop possibly? Did I see a number 1 there?
And again, Kane Rogers has been playing shortstop.
Okay. Maybe it was is he 7? Maybe I mixed up the 1 and the 7. That could be.
Yep. All right. So that brings up here Kane Balsinger. So basically, Keegan McDermott has come into the ball game for Dane Weimer.
Yep.
All right. So here we go. And now to the top of the 4th inning. Balsinger is 1 for 3 with a base hit and a run scored. Jared Tilleris becomes the third pitcher of this ball game. Jamison Tilleris. Sorry about that. Got to make sure we got that right.
There you go.
Got Dad sitting off to our right.
I don't know if he has any eligibility left.
We might. 0-1 is the count. 0-1 pitch, it's low, and the count goes to a ball and a strike. So 1-1. War Eagles in control. Tiger Hawks without a hit. Max Nearing doing his job, and this will save them some arms because with this lead, I would think they'd stay with him unless things drastically change. Pitch upstairs, called strike though, and the count is 1-2. Tilleris, the right-hander on the mound. And as far as pitching-wise, did not actually pitch last year for North Fayette Valley.
Yeah, varsity debut tonight.
1-2 pitch, curveball outside. The count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Kane Balsinger leading things off here. War Eagles. The only downfall in this game for Clayton Ridge, the only bad thing maybe you talk about is they've left 7 on the base paths in 3 innings. But when you've scored 13 runs, I think you live with that.
Right, and they're getting people on base.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Tilleris, the 2-2 pitch. Bouncing ball. Shortstop. That is again Rogers. Bobbles it. The throw to first, and it is not in time. Good hustle down the line by Balsinger. That'll go as an air charge down the play. For Rogers, had to go a step or 2 to his right there, but once you bobble it, tough to make that throw as he drifted towards the 5.5 hole.
Yeah, deep in the hole. Once you bobble, there you don't have a chance there. Even if he makes that clean play, it's going to be close at first.
Dom Mast is 1 for 2, but he has reached base 3 times. Oberbrockling has been the courtesy runner, and he has scored 3 times in this ball game. So Mast has been on base all 3 times. At first base is Balsinger. They throw to first base, but standing up there is Kerr, as Tilleris gave the look over to first base. Now, do we expect the War Eagles to be as aggressive on the base paths now?
You know, I don't know. They've got a big lead, but it is early in the season. You know, you kind of want to set the tone with your team as well. So
Mast, the first pitch there, and outside they off and running. That answers the question. The throw to second, it is not in time. Balsinger steals second base to move into scoring position, and there is nobody out here in the top of the 4th inning. Of course, if you're playing for 2 runs, you know, you got a chance to get out of here.
That's another thing to think about. Yep, they're trying to get that run rule and end this in the 4th inning.
And again, one of those deals of save some arms. You got games on Wednesday and Thursday, so Nearing can take you through this ball game, and you got everybody else to work with the next 3 days.
Yep, that's definitely, you got to think about those things as well.
1-0 is now the count. I think if you were a little more established pitching-wise, as the 1-0 pitch there is a strike on the outside, the count is 1-1. If you were a little more established pitching-wise, you know, you could probably look at this and go, well, it's time to get everybody into the game, right?
Yeah.
And they've got kids. The one thing, man, the roster, and not the North Fayette Valleys, and they've got some good kids too. The problem is they're young.
Yep.
And that pitch outside, the count is 2-1. But Clayton Ridge Central has over like 30 kids out for baseball.
Definitely a lot of things come into play with those pitching rules.
Got a couple of schools put together. That helps Clayton Ridge Central as well. 2 balls and a strike now. 2-1 pitch. It's a breaking ball. It stays upstairs. Count goes to 3 balls and a strike. So Balsinger at second base. Nobody out here in the top of the 4th inning. War Eagles and North Fayette Valley could use a nice short inning. 3-1. They're sending the runner to third, and it's going to hit Mast. Mast turns, wears it, and Balsinger will have to go back to second base. So hit by the pitch is Mast. He will be replaced by Oberbrockling. And up to bat once again is Seth Kregel now with nobody out in the top of the 4th inning. So now, again, the War Eagles have 2 on, probably playing for 2 runs.
Yep, looking like the start of a good inning for the War Eagles, and Tiger Hawks need to get it out here.
At second base was Balsinger, and he was off and running, by the way, on that pitch that hit Mast. Mast has reached base all 4 times. On base percentage looking good. And runners on second and first. Seth Kregel now, and Kregel is 2 for 3, but he's reached base all 3 times. And the first pitch from Tilleris looks to bunt, takes it outside. The count is 1-0. So yeah, they're playing for those 2 runs.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Kregel has 3 RBIs, singled in a run in the first inning. Well, was safe on an error in the third, and then doubled in 2 runs in the 3rd inning. He's also scored 2 runs for the War Eagles. 1-0 as Tillers works to the plate. 1-0 pitch, looks to bunt, try to push it up the first base line. He wasn't sacrificing. He was trying to bunt up the first base line for a single. And the count goes to a ball and a strike.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Dan. He was bunting for a base hit right there.
And evened up, 1-1. And I don't know if that's intentionally what he was looking to do there, but
might have been kind of a combination, move him over and see if I can get myself on at the same time.
1-1. Let's see what he does here with the count 1-1. His runner's on second and first. 1-1 pitch. He is not scoring to bunt. Takes a curveball, just misses inside. Nice bender there by Tillers.
Yeah, he's got good movement on that curveball. Just gotta hone it in a little bit, but it sure does move quite a bit.
So 2 balls and a strike. The count. They are holding the runner at second base and at first base as well. 2-1 as Tillers comes to the plate. 2-1 offering. They send the runner from third. Here's a high fly ball left field. Hines just able to take about a step back. Camps underneath it. Able to make the play for out number 1. Kregel retired for the first time in this ball game. And that's out number 1 here in the top of the 4th.
Yeah, big out for the Tiger Hawks there. Getting that first one's always big.
And what you see is strikes being thrown here, right?
Yep. And Tillers doing a good job of mixing up the fastball and the curveball too, keeping the hitters a little bit more off balance maybe.
Carson Rignitz up to bat. He is 2 for 3. Singled in the first inning, lined out to center field. He was actually robbed of a hit back in the third inning, and then singled in a run and later scored in the third inning, I should say. They send the runner off and going to third. They will not throw down. It's a double steal to run into scoring position. Balsinger goes to third, Oberrockling to second base. Rignitz swings right through the first pitch, and the count is 0-1. So now you've got 2 in scoring position for Clayton Ridge Central. That would put them up 15-0, and they would just have to hold serve in the bottom of the 4th. Curveball, late swing, bouncing ball right side of the infield. That'll play to run. Fielded by the second baseman. That is Everett. The throw to first base to Kerr. It is in plenty of time. Balsinger scores from third. It is a ground out to the right side of the infield, but an RBI for Rignitz. 14-0. Clayton Ridge Central in the lead. Oberrockling advances to third.
Yeah, and Rignitz doing his job there, putting the ball in play to the right side, making sure he gets that run in.
And that brings up now here, once again, now Jack Scharf. Scharf is 2 for 3. Popped back to the mound, has singled twice, scored twice, and drove in a run. Oberrockling represents a runner at third base there. He would represent the 15th run. And Tiller is trying to just keep it right there. Inside, and that ball goes by the catcher. They'll send the runner from third there. And Oberrockling, he'll score standing up. It's a wild pitch, and it's 15-0. So the War Eagles played aggressive, playing for the 2 runs. In control now, 15-0. There's 2 outs here. They hold serve. They got a chance to get out of here in 4 innings.
Yep, and I think that's what they're trying to do. So again, save those arms, save that pitch count, and like you said, they've got ball games next 2 days as well.
So Jack Scharf took the first pitch behind him, and the count is 1-0. So 2 runs in this inning, and they've done it without a hit. And the 1-0 pitch, late swing, fouled back by Scharf, a ball and a strike. The inning started with an error and stolen base, then a hit by pitch, and then again you had a ground out to the right side of the infield and a wild pitch scoring the runs. So only 1 RBI in this inning, but 2 more runs here in the top of the 4th inning for Clayton Ridge Central. 1-1 pitch. Tilleris has a curveball inside. Ducking out of the way is once again Scharf, and it's 2 balls and a strike. So falls behind. Scharf, the number 7 hitter in the lineup. If you're looking ahead to the bottom of the 4th inning for North Fayette Valley, they'll send up 2, 3, and 4. Blake Everett, Drew Stolka, Kenny Kerr. Their goal, hold serve here and at least get a run. As the 2-1 pitch is outside, the count is 3-1 to see if they can keep this thing going.
Yeah, they got the part of the order to do it. They got 2, 3, 4 coming up, so they're going to look to see if they can scratch across a couple bottom of the 4th.
3-1. This is really the first hitter I would say Tilleris has fallen far behind. 3-1 pitch, fastball, bouncing ball, goes by the mound to Tilleris. Rogers charges in, fields it on the edge of the infield. It's a low throw, and it gets by Kerr. Another error. Going to second base, and the wide turn there is going to be Scharf. That is the 2nd error of the inning. It is now the 5th error committed by North Fayette Valley, and the inning continues here in the top of the 4th.
Yeah, just nice job by Rogers charging it, but it looked like he couldn't quite get it out of his glove clean or something. It seemed like the throw was a little bit delayed.
Yeah, he's done a great job getting to the ball at the edge of the infield. That's the 2nd time, and just beat a tough errant throw there that bounced before. It had a chance there for Kerr to try to get to it there. It bounced in front.
Yeah, his range has been good. It's just got to get that throw up a little bit, maybe get it out of the glove a little cleaner.
All right, we've got a courtesy runner for Clayton Red Central, or a pinch runner at this time. It is Tate Armstrong. Armstrong comes in for Jack Scharf. So Armstrong is the runner at second base. Isaac Lone is up to bat and is yet to have an official at bat. He's walked 3 times and scored a run. They will hold the runner at second base. And Tilleris, there's the first pitch. It's popped up out of play. The count is 0-1. 2 runs in the first. Broke it open with 11 in the third. An inning in which they sent 17 to the plate.
Yes, they almost batted through twice.
Yeah, so that's the type of inning you love if you're Clayton Red Central, and you hope you never see another one if you're North Fayette Valley.
Yep.
0-1 is the count. 0-1 curveball. That's across for a strike. Count goes to 0-2. That's kind of a slower curve, but it mixes in nice with that fastball.
Yep, that's the curve he needs to throw there. That really breaks hard into the zone.
So 0-2 is now the count. Lone, the 8th spot in the Clayton Red Central lineup. 0-2 pitch. Fastball swings right through it. Strikeout. Oh, he got a piece of it. Yes, the catcher hung on to it. It is a strikeout.
Yeah, I think he caught
Our umpire gave it a look, made sure he hung on to it, and that does it for Clayton Ridge Central in the top of the 4th. 2 runs. They do without a hit. Helped out by a couple of errors. They leave 1. We go to the bottom of the 4th. They're trying to close it out, leading 15-0.
When making up a to-do list, don't forget to include servicing your car at Edie's AC Delco Service Center in Garnavillo. Your car should have the best care, and Edie's will make sure of it. Stop in or call 964-2186 to make an appointment. Tires worn out? Well, Edie's can replace them. Need a tow? Call Edie's at 964-2186. Kay, Lynn, and Todd invite you to stop by and fill your car's tank with fuel at Edie's AC Delco Service Center in Garnavillo. Edie's open 7 a.m. Mondays through Saturdays.
Scooters Coffee in Manchester offers a variety of coffees, smoothies, blenders, and breakfast food products served all day long. Scooters Coffee offers fast and friendly service, too. In a hurry? Use the Scooters Coffee app to order, pay, and earn rewards. Simply stop at the drive-thru window and pick up your order. Scooters Coffee is open Monday through Saturday, 5:30 a.m. till 8 p.m. and Sunday, 6 a.m. till 8 p.m. We look forward to seeing you at Scooters Coffee in Manchester.
War Eagle Tiger Hawk Baseball is brought to you in part by Meyer Collision and Service Center in Guttenberg and Elkader, Culligan Water Conditioning in Elkader, the Loena Savings Bank, member FDIC, Fisk Farm and Home in Monona, Cresco, and Decorah, Carr Auto Group, online at karautogroup.com, Bacon Concrete in Postville, Furniture Showcase in Old Wine, Lighting Showroom, Flooring, Furniture, and Window Treatments, Bruins and James Insurance, your Grinnell Mutual Agent in Monona, and by Innovative Ag Services in Elkader, Monona, and Waukon. So we go now here to the bottom of the 4th inning. 15-0. Blake Everett, Drew Stolka, Kenny Kerr will try to continue this ball game for North Fayette Valley. They need a run to stay afloat here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And for Max Nearing, he's just going to try to finish off here if he can, which would be a 4-inning no-hitter.
Yeah, and he looked good in the bottom of the 3rd.
And way ahead with a 15-0 lead. Fastball swinging right through it there is Everett. The count is 0-1. Everett popped back to the mound in the 1st inning. And we mentioned Stolka's up next, the catcher who reached base back in the 1st inning. 0-1 pitch, and that pitch inside misses. The count is 1-1. Nearing almost looks like he's throwing a little harder than he was earlier.
Yeah, I think he just in a better rhythm all of a sudden after those first couple.
And Everett awaits the 1-1 pitch. 1-1 fastball, and that pitch misses outside, and the count goes to 2-1. One thing that's been consistent with our umpiring tonight, they've tried to push it outside, and that hasn't been there.
Yep, he's done a nice job, consistent all the way around.
2 balls and a strike. That's John Winter, the home plate umpire. 2-1 pitch, high pop-up. Giving the look will be masked as he heads towards the backstop area. That'll clear out of play, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. So evened up. And the Tiger Hawks have 2 base runners in this game, both of them the result of walks. And Nearing has walked 2, struck out 3. This has been certainly a bounce-back performance for him.
Yeah, hasn't allowed a hit yet tonight.
So 2 balls and 2 strikes after a tough ball game last week. 2-2 pitch outside, just misses away. The count is 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch count,
Oh, let's see. He's at 40 pitches going into this inning.
It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Boy, he's really keeping that down. 3-2 pitch outside. It is ball number 4. Again, twice tried to work him outside. Leadoff runner on here for North Fayette Valley. The third walk issued by Nearing. Drew Stolka now. The catcher is up to bat. So the leadoff runner on for North Fayette Valley.
Yeah, they finally got something from the leadoff hitter, and we'll see if they can get that run across.
Yeah, their other 2 base runners reached with 2 outs. So this is the first inning they put somebody on, the leadoff hitter. Drew Stolka walked back in the first inning and was thrown out trying to steal. Runner at first base there, and the curveball is inside. The count is 1-0. Nearing kind of stumbled on the mound as he delivered that one. 2 balls and a strike, the count. And I would think the Tiger Hawks not overly aggressive on the base pass. And they throw over to first base, and just flopping on top of the bag there is Everett. 1-0 is the count as we wait the hitter. Tiger Hawks stole 31 bases a season ago, 31 of 33. So, and again, part of that is you're a young team, not necessarily a ton of base runners.
Right, yeah, and just that experience to get that lead and that jump and all that.
1-0 pitch, it's a strike there. The count is 1-1. The other thing is, Coach Hovden's done this long enough that those are real stats. Those aren't padded on the third and first steals or anything like that.
That's true. I'm guessing those are all legit steals.
A ball and a strike is the count as Nearing tries to work back. 1-1 offering, and fisted towards the first baseman, and the ball will hit foul into the first base batter's box near there anyway, as Balsinger just realized that ball was going foul anyway and just casually goes over to pick it up in foul territory. 1-2 is the count. They are holding the runner at first base, by the way, just to keep him a little close. Evened up, actually 1-2, the count. They look back at first base. And here is now the 1-2 offering, swinging right through. I got a piece of it. Again, it was Stolka just getting a piece of the outside pitch to stay alive.
Yeah, just a piece. Little bit of a late swing there, but able to stay alive.
Ball and 2 strikes. Upper Iowa Conference games going on tonight, this Tuesday night. A ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 pitch, fisted towards the North Fayette Valley dugout. It'll be foul. Harmlessly falls away. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. There's going to be some matchups that are going to be fun to watch this year. It's going to be some outstanding pitching matchups.
Yeah, some of those MFL Marmac, Keyhigh, Southwind games. There'll be some good pitchers in some of those
And what
games.
team fills in after that? I mean, Turkey Valley is...
They could jump up there.
Always seems to be all right.
Yep.
A ball and 2 strikes is the count.
Clayton Ridge Central looks good tonight.
Yeah,
so.
and again, they were 8-10 in the conference a season ago, so figure they'll probably take a step. Post-Phil... that's a team that has struggled. Plus, they lost their best pitcher from a season ago. And a ball and 2 strikes still our count here. So they're going to be figured they're probably young.
Yep.
A team that was winless a season ago. A ball and 2 strikes, 1-2 pitch, inside 2-2, a step away from Mast, but not far enough to let Everett advance to second base. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes. But we mentioned that, Southwind and Keyhigh, obviously they still have enough to still be Keyhigh.
Yep.
MFL Marmac, we talked about the arms that they have. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 pitch, swinging through the inside pitch is Stolka. Strikeout number 4 by Nearing, and it's out number 1 here in the bottom of the 4th. That brings up Kenny Kerr, the pitcher.
Yeah, Nearing done a nice job gotten some of these outs on his own these last couple innings.
So Kenny Kerr is up to bat. In 1 out, runner at first base there with Everett. We mentioned the rules. 15-0 is the rule there with 4 in the 4-inning rule. Pitch inside. The count goes to 1-0, and a nice stop by Mast and a pitch that was in the dirt. 1-0 the count. North Fayette Valley, a runner at first base. They've had just 3 base runners in this ball game. And out of the 10 outs that North Fayette Valley has made, again, Nearing has recorded 4 of them via the strikeout. 1-0 pitch, missed outside. The count is 2-0. Falls behind now in Kerr. If you were talking about keeping him below the pitch count, or maybe you could have brought him back later this week in Nearing, we're probably past that point now. 2-0 is the count. 2-0 pitch, strike on the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike. That one a little closer to the corner than what they've missed away. So 2 balls and a strike now the count.
Yeah, he needed a really quick 4th, and he's worked the count full for all these batters here in the 4th.
2 balls and a strike. And the long look by Nearing. 2-1 pitch, swinging through it there is Kerr. And it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes, evened up. They'll have game number 2, and the good news is this first game should kind of keep them on track, because last year, if I remember right, I think there was a game that, because of the darkness, that Clayton Ridge Central had to deal with, so did North Fayette Valley at some point. 2-2 pitch caught looking. There is Kerr. Strikeout number 5 for Nearing, and it's out number 2 here in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, Nearing's really gotten into a rhythm these last couple innings.
And that brings up now here Nick Hines, the left fielder. Hines is 0 for 1, a strikeout victim back in the 2nd inning. So after the leadoff walk to Everett, he sits there at first base. Nearing will deliver now to Hines. And Nearing trying to finish things off. Fastball overthrew that one. It'll scoop by the catcher Mass. That will allow Everett to advance to second base. That'll go as a wild pitch into second base. The Eagles tonight defensively, and they've, averaged 3 errors a ball game or sometimes more than that. Coach Czar had talked about staying away from the big inning, giving up the big inning, and they certainly have done that tonight. They were the recipient of the big inning.
Yeah, that's it's been not the whole difference, but a huge difference in this game, that 3rd inning.
1-0 is the count, and Everett is being held at second base. As second and shortstop try to work the middle of the diamond. 1-1 pitch, 1-0 pitch rather, to strike on the outside. Now the count is 1-1. Tigerhawks down to their final opportunity here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Without a hit, 3 total base runners. They have not actually till Everett reached second base there. That's the first Tigerhawk that's reached scoring position. Bouncing ball, first baseman stepping down there is Ballsinger, squares down on it, runs over to first base, tags the bag for the 3rd out of the inning, and there it is. An impressive conference opener for Clayton Ridge Central. Max Nearing throws a 4-inning no-hitter, struck out 5, and the the War Eagles erupted for 11 runs in the top of the 3rd inning. They win by a final score of 15-0. The War Eagles improve to 1-2, 1-0 in the conference. The Tigerhawks start the season 0-1, 0-1 overall. We'll take a break. Game stats, coaching interviews coming up. Your post-game show gets underway after this.
Attention business owners. Are you tired of monthly fees eating into your profits? Look no further than People's State Bank. People's State Bank's business checking account has no monthly service charge. Yes, you heard that right. 0 monthly service charges. But that's not all. Enjoy free ATM and debit cards, free online and mobile banking, and free bill pay services. With People's State Bank, managing your business finances has never been easier or more affordable. Stop wasting your hard-earned money on unnecessary fees. Switch to People's State Bank today and take care of your business finances. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
The doctors and staff of Family Dentistry Associates of Monona encourage everyone to get out and support your local baseball and softball teams and enjoy the weather and get your kids' summer checkups with Dr. Jessica Wilkie, Dr. Chase Bruner, and Dr. Daphne Hoffler. Family Dentistry Associates of Monona. Call today to schedule 539-4651.
Northern Country Co-op and Viafield are now Nexus Cooperative, your full-service ag partner supplying all your agronomy, energy, feed, grain, and lumber needs. Our highly knowledgeable and experienced team utilizes the latest technology in feed manufacturing, agronomy services, precision ag, plant and animal nutrition, energy products, and grain marketing to keep our customers ahead of the rest. Stop in today at any of our 26 locations across northern Iowa and southern Minnesota, or visit us online at nexus.coop.
Brought to you by locally owned and operated NEAT, proudly providing high-quality internet, television, and telephone services at the speed of light to businesses and homes in Northeast Iowa. NEAT also provides computer and network services as well as business phone system sales and service. For more information, visit NEITEL.com or call 877-638-2122. NEAT, connecting you now.
Boisier Lumber Company in Guttenberg and Elkader, your do-it-best rental center, handles Midland garage doors for residential, commercial, and agricultural needs. Midland Steel garage doors provide the best all-around value when appearance, security, durability, and low maintenance are desired. Boisier Lumber and Midland Doors take pride in providing their customers with top-quality products and superb customer service. Contact Boisier Lumber in Guttenberg and Elkader, your do-it-best rental center for Midland overhead doors sales and service. No trip to Northeast Iowa is complete without it.
Stop into Nightingale Drug in Guttenberg to find that perfect gift for that special occasion. We have Silver Stars jewelry line, Gans and Carson home decor, Simply Noel purses and bags, Melissa and Doug toys, and baby items. Need that last-minute greeting card? Stop in and see our large selection. We have something for every occasion. Nightingale Drug and Gift Shop, your small-town, family-friendly business, located along Highway 52 in Guttenberg. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
No trip to Northeast Iowa is complete without a visit to the Turkey River Mall in Elkader. Browse and shop through 4 levels with over 14,000 square feet of purely unique shopping. You'll discover an eclectic mix of old and new, including antiques, jewelry, high-end and resale clothing for kids and adults, furniture, art, books, toys, crafts, rocks and minerals, and think custom apparel. Visit our updated website at turkeyriverball.com or like and share our Facebook page.
Stronger, farther, faster. It all starts with good nutrition. Clayton County Farm Bureau is proud of our livestock farmers who provide high-quality protein needed to fuel our young athletes. The ultimate pre- and post-game fuel-up can be found in meat and dairy foods grown right here. Meat and dairy are natural sources of essential vitamins that support health, energy, and performance. We know our student athletes are the real deal, and Iowa's livestock farmers are committed to helping them reach their goals. To learn more, visit realfarmers.realfood.realmeat.com.
War Eagle Tiger Hawk Baseball is brought to you in part by Norby's Farm Fleet in Northeast Iowa, Adverse Weather Insurance, Jim Furman of Volga, your independent crop insurance agent, Elkader Chiropractic Center, Dr. Jamie Hammersland, David Balls, agent for Balls Insurance Agency in Elkader, TD Sports Bar Grill in downtown Elkader, and Rivals Inc. Custom Gear, Screen Printing, Embroidery, and online shopping at rivalsinc.com. You're listening to High School Baseball on KEDR AM 1400 and FM 96.7. Welcome back to West Union. Clayton Ridge Central wins the conference opener by a final score of 15-0. For the War Eagles, 15 runs, 14 hits. They did not commit an error. For North Fayette Valley, no runs, no hits. They committed 5 errors in this ballgame. Winning pitcher, Max Nearing. 4 innings, no hits, no runs. Walked 3, struck out 5. Pitch count wasn't an issue for this youngster. Bounce back performance for Max on the mound.
Yeah, he looked good tonight. Just 61 pitches. Like you said, didn't allow a hit. Got some strikeouts there late. It seemed like he was really getting into a groove late.
Kenny Kerr takes the loss for North Fayette Valley. Kerr in this ball game went 2 2/3 innings, 11 hits, 12 runs, walked 6, did not strike out anybody. Blake Everett came in with a third of an inning, allowed a hit, a run, walked 3, and did not strike out anybody. Jared Tillerist finished Jamison Tillerist finished things off. And 1 inning, no hit, walked, or actually 2 runs, no walks, and struck out 1. So North Fayette Valley, one of those deals of 9 walks, 5 errors in this ball game, and Clayton Ridge Central put together 14 hits.
Yeah, so it wasn't all the walks and the errors, but obviously they don't help. Game probably doesn't end in 4 innings without the walks and the errors. But give Clayton Ridge Central credit as well. They hit the ball when they had to.
And, part of this, again, 3rd game for Clayton Ridge Central, 1st game for North Fayette Valley as well. Let's go through the individual totals. Let's start with Clayton Ridge Central. Mason Lone, 2 for 2 with a run scored and had an RBI. In this game, Max Nearing was 0 for 2, reached base, though, twice. Griffin Hammersland scored a run as the courtesy runner. Kane Ballsinger was 1 for 4, reached base twice, scored 2 runs. He had a single and safe on an error. Dom Mast was 1 for 2 in this ball game, reached base all 4 times, including a single. And Caston Oberbrockling, his courtesy runner, scored 4 runs to lead Clayton Ridge Central. Seth Kregel was 2 for 3, scored 2 runs, drove in 3 in the ball game. Carson Rignitz, 2 for 4, had 2 RBIs. Jack Scharf, 2 for 4, scored 2 runs, drove in a run. Isaac Lone was 0 for 1, scored a run. And Owen Hammersland in this ball game was 1 for 2 with a run scored and an RBI. 11 runs in the 3rd inning, just closed the door there for Clayton Ridge Central.
Yeah, that 3rd inning was huge for the War Eagles. Took advantage of the base runners and got timely hits, knocked them in, and that's just what broke this game open.
Yeah, it sent 17 to the plate in the top of the 3rd inning. For North Fayette Valley, no runs, no hits in this ball game. Kane Rogers 0 for 2. Blake Everett and Drew Stolka both 0 for 1. They both reached on walks. Kenny Kerr was 0 for 2. Nick Hines 0 for 2. Noah Benson did not have an official at bat. He was the 3rd base runner for North Fayette Valley. He walked. Jamison Tilleris, Hayden Thompson, and Dane Weimer in this ballgame were all 0 for 1 for North Fayette Valley. Again, our final score 15-0, and they still have game 2 to get to here, and they should be running right on time.
Yeah, they got another one to go here. NFV is going to try and bounce back. Get the bats going, play a little bit better defense, and see if they can make a bit of a different game this time.
All right, we'll take a break. Hoping to talk to coaches as our post-game show continues after this. 15-0, Clayton Ridge Central beats North Fayette Valley.
For generations, local farmers have trusted Freedom Bank to provide the financial backing they need to succeed. We have a long tradition of empowering success, and that continues today. We offer competitive financing options at competitive rates, whether for equipment purchases, building construction, land purchases, or operating capital. Visit one of Freedom Bank's experienced ag loan professionals in Elkader, Monona, Postville, and Waukon, or online at freedombnk.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Chris Holbert, General Manager of Hall Roberts Son Incorporated in Postville. We would like to wish the area student athletes both a safe and successful sports season. We have been a community-based company since 1864, servicing and supporting the area ag industry with products necessary for daily success. We look forward to continuing to serve and support both the ag industry and high school athletes in our surrounding communities. Thank you and good luck from the families at Hall Roberts Son.
When I started out in the car business, my dad gave me some good advice. Hi, it's Forrest Brown with the Browns family of dealerships. What my dad told me is when you sell someone their first car, you need a good sales department. But if you expect to sell them their second, third, and fourth car, you better have a great service department. Visit any one of the Browns family of dealerships in Guttenberg, Elkader, West Branch, or Victory Ford in Dyersville and find out why Browns is your hometown dealer, no matter where your hometown may be.
Welcome back here to West Union, 15-0, Clayton Ridge Central victorious. We're joined by their baseball coach, Casey Czar. Coach, first off here, let's talk about Max Nearing on the mound. Bounce back performance, which you figured was going to happen, right?
Yeah, you know, I'll just talk about East Buck with him over there. That's not him. And we can't have that as a team when he does that, and he showed up today like he's supposed to. That's our guy. We're going to ride with him whenever we can. So that's a great performance on him today. Really, really good to see him bounce back.
All right, so obviously he doesn't give up a hit in 4 innings, but offensively, again, up and down the lineup tonight, I think you love the approach at the plate for you guys.
Yeah, you know, after not doing the greatest with the sticks, I would say, especially at East Buck, we did have a good inning over at New Hampton, but tonight was like the biggest thing. It's nice to see the sticks get rolling and then tear up the base path.
And let's start with, again, towards the bottom of the lineup. Seth Kregel, 2 for 3, 3 RBIs and 2 runs scored.
Yeah, that's a kid that literally looked at me last summer and said, Coach, I don't know if I want to do this. And I said, hey, man, we're going to get it figured out. And he's kind of found his swing, and I love that out of him. So he really went through some adversity last year, and it's fun to see him find success.
Yeah, Carson Rignitz, 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs.
He's been at one practice. He's been at track practice a lot. Good to see him jump in. He's also going to catch this next game. It's a new spot for him, so it's good to see him having some success with the bat. So.
Yeah, Jack Scharf had 2 hits, scored a couple of runs.
Another guy last year who didn't really swing it well, and he's kind of seen it. It's a senior year kind of thing. He's playing. He's leaving it all out there, and I love seeing that aspect for those guys.
All right, another kid that's had to step into a role for you is Dom Mast. Threw out a base runner in this ballgame, reached base 4 times.
He didn't throw a single runner out last season, and did it this season already. He tore his ACL in football. Didn't even know if he was going to get to play baseball this year, and that's a kid that really loves baseball, and I'm glad he's getting to play.
All right, top of the lineup, Mason Lone, getting on the base paths, 2 for 2, scored a run, drove in a run for you.
Yeah, Mason's going to be a really good baseball player. He's already a really good baseball player, but finding this much success at a young age is it's nice to see.
All right, I think the one thing you guys have is have some quickness.
Yeah, we like to run. The guys complain about it at practice a little bit, but it's something that we do, and we do it really, really well. Get picked off in the first inning, and I put it on me a little bit there, but it was nice to see our guys get out and start moving on the base paths.
All right, who's going to throw game 2 for you?
We're going to give it to our second best, Jack Scharf here. He's going to go and fill it up for us. So.
All right, Coach, good luck to you. We'll catch up with you guys.
Thank you.
You betcha. Clayton Ridge Central baseball coach Casey Czar on his War Eagle team. We'll take a break, and we'll wrap things up here. They're ready to start game 2 already, so we'll wrap things up after this.
At Top Gun Customs, we know that cars are complicated. We can handle all the complex new features of any vehicle, foreign or domestic. Not only will it look like new, it'll perform like new. At Top Gun, we don't care if it's a 30-point buck or just your neighbor's cat, big or small, we like them all. Top Gun also does fiberglass repairs, boats, motorcycles, guitars, detailing, paint corrections, headlight restoration. There's not much we don't do. Call Bob or Nancy at Top Gun for details and to schedule your repairs today. 560.
The Woodland Eye Clinic in Elkader and West Union are proud sponsors of high school sports. We are committed to bringing our patients the highest level of total eye care with detailed one-on-one attention. Our offices offer the newest technology and equipment with a professional team of experienced staff that is committed to you. Call us today for your next total eye care appointment. The Woodland Eye Clinic in Elkader and West Union supports all of our local athletes taking the field or court this season. Welcome back to West Union. Start to wrap things up on our post-game show here. We'll certainly catch up with Coach Dan Hovden. They're getting ready to start game number 2, so they're ready to go with that. And some little light rain falling here in West Union. Hoping to catch up with Coach Hovden next week. We'll have MFL Marmac in North Fayette Valley going on in Monona. That'll be a week from tonight, 5 o'clock. The On Deck show starts at 4:30. I'm again joined by Coach Mike Sass. Coach, let's get your thoughts on our ball game tonight.
Yeah, I thought Clayton Ridge Central looked good tonight. You know, that's kind of a confidence-building win. They hit the ball really well, scored a lot of runs, a lot of base runners. Max Nearing pitched really well. They've got to feel really good about themselves. For North Fayette Valley, you know, we talked about their youth. Just kind of maybe a wake-up call and to what varsity baseball is like. A lot of them don't have a lot of experience, so they'll get better throughout the season and kind of learn to what they need to work on and what they need to get better on, and I'm sure they'll improve as the season goes on.
Yeah, got to throw strikes, and again, that'll get better as the season goes on there. And defensively, we always talk about this, making the routine plays. That's part of the learning experience, and the good news is you've got some young kids that are eager to work and eager to play and like baseball, so you figure they'll get better as the season goes on.
Absolutely, and as a coach, that's all you can ask for. If you've got kids that want to be there and work hard and have good attitudes, you're going to have an enjoyable season. It seems like a lot of those kids for the North Fayette Valley do fit that.
All right, so Clayton Ridge Central improves to 1-2 as they defeat North Fayette Valley 15-0 in 4 innings. They sent 17 to the plate in the 3rd inning to score 11 runs and were on their way. We'll see you a week from tonight, Coach.
Sounds good.
Again, for a complete recap of tonight's ball game, highlights, scores, and more, go to kctn.com, click on the sports tab. And, of course, you can always catch the audio of these games on kctn.com or just go to the KCTN YouTube channel. Even though this game is on KADR AM 1400 and FM 96.7, you can listen there and always listen on the YouTube channel there as well. So we'll see you a week from tonight with high school baseball. Again, our final score, 15-0, Clayton Ridge Central over North Fayette Valley. This has been a presentation of KEDR Sports.
Hi, this is Tara Fink, psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. Helping people, bottom line, is the biggest reason I chose a career in mental health. During my own struggles, it was difficult to find good support in this area. Therefore, I vowed to come back home to help meet the great need for mental health care in Northeast Iowa. I'm available for consultations at both the Walk-On and Postville Clinic locations, offering assessment, diagnosis, and medication management for all mental illnesses.
Exceptional care.